The NFL in London seems like it never disappoints, as we just hit a final score with the Minnesota Vikings defeating the New Orleans Saints 28-25. As now we'll kick off these 1 o'clock games this NFL Week 4 Sunday. We'll get more into that game from earlier this morning coming up at halftime, but your final score as New Orleans attempted a game-tying field goal to force overtime and a double doink, no good. Vikings win by 3. CBS and Fox in my area this October the 2nd, Sunday. NFL Week 4 underway, following Thursday night, and NFL London game 1 of the year earlier. They'll go to London next week as well, and then also at the end of the month before they go to Germany and Mexico next month. We'll have the Jets and Steelers, along with the Washington Redskins football team, Commanders, whatever the hell you want to call them, down in the Big D, taking on the Cowboys. So thanks for tuning in and listening to my live watch-along reactions live right here on YouTube. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Coin Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL. Hashtag the 4 team names for these 2 games. Along with other football hashtags if you wish. Be sure to share on social media. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, and super thanks. Always greatly appreciated. Focus is going to be on CBS with the Jets and Steelers, but we'll keep an eye on this Commander-Cowboy game as well in the NFC East, one of the NFL's best rivalries. But as the Jets are 1-2, so are the Steelers. The Jets have played everybody in the AFC North to this point, including the Steelers now today once we kick off. So they're going to try to go 500 in that category, 2-2 to start the year. Pittsburgh the same, as Greg Gumbel and Adam Archuleta were saying as they'll be on the call from Heinz Field, not Acrisure Stadium in Steel City, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, here this afternoon. Once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Kickoff coming up shortly, as Pittsburgh had a mini bye week. They played last Thursday on Thursday Night Football to begin week 3 at Cleveland, losing to the Browns 29-17. All 3 games for the Black and Gold this year have been very close. Speaking of the Jets playing the whole entire division, Pittsburgh is going to be playing the whole entire AFC East by the end of the month now, as well as they've already played the Patriots, of course hosting the Jets here today. They'll go to Buffalo next week before they go to Miami in 3 weeks' time on Sunday Night Football. But, of course, one thing at a time, they got to find some rhythm. They got to find a running game with 22 Najee Harris. Trubisky's got to make some plays. Defense has to step the hell up, no doubt about it. Rely on your special teams. But expect another close game down the wire. We'll have another couple heart attacks here this afternoon. If, it's been anything the way it's been, the past 3 games in the past few years for that matter. Honestly, all time, while the Pittsburgh Steelers are on. But, no, somebody has stepped up offensively at receiver. Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, George Pickens. I mean, no doubt about it, the play calling needs to be 10 times better as well, but you need to be balanced, you need to be consistent. You got to run to pass to run. Check down to your tight ends. Pat Freiermuth, good God, last week I was yelling for them. I think everybody else was too. It seemed like, get him the damn ball. They didn't throw to him until the next last drive in the 4th quarter, for God's sakes. And then guess what? He caught it a few plays in a row. Of course, they still ended up losing. That's all anybody ever remembers anyway. But second Steeler home game. Mitch Trubisky still the starting quarterback. We'll see how long that lasts. With, of course, number 8, Kenny Pickett, backing him up. Rookie out of Pitt. And we're underway. Steelers back deep to receive. Gunner will let it bounce in the end zone for a touchback. It's 1st and 10. Steelers from the 25. But we'll see how antsy this crowd gets. Because hell, they were chanting for him a couple weeks ago against the Patriots. Mitch still gives them the best chance to win. If they, do what they do. But, once again, how short's the leash, give or take. I mean, by God, like, something's got to give eventually. Feels a little roughed up, but Trubisky will hand off Najee Harris to the 30 for 5 yards, second down and 5, maybe 6. Speaking of Kenny Pickett, Pitt hosted Georgia Tech before they lost to the Yellow Jackets last night. So early October, finally feels like fall with the weather. And honestly, the field looks like it's in mid-December. But of course, when else you have, and they did just put a new strip down the middle recently as well. When you have a college team and then a pro team play within a 12, 18, 24-hour span, we'll see how the conditions are. Roll out. They hit Freiermuth for a first down. So, all right. No shit. They got to get something going. Bend but don't break defense. I mean, they honestly, as they beat Cincinnati, probably should have beat New England, but they couldn't stop the run, let alone run it themselves. And last week, once again, they couldn't stop the run. So they're going to have to stop the run today, along with being able to run it themselves. Najee Harris for 6, maybe 7, second down and medium here. Because, like, honestly, man, just... It's that point in time. You started 1-2 last year. Don't let it get any worse as you start 1-2 again this year. Like, you lose to the fucking Jets. No offense, but the goddamn Jets, Jets, fake the give. Trubisky looking to throw all day. Going to go deep down the middle. George Pickens. And it'll be incomplete the 5-yard line. Good coverage. Hey, at least they took a deep shot. Not much else you can ask for there. At least they went deep on second and 5 and complete 3rd and 5. Well, he was, but then they got back and batted it down. So, So after the incompletion from the 41-yard line out of the gun, go over the middle. Jalen Warren in the ballgame at tailback. They go to Freiermuth for another first down. Needed 5, got 6, 1st and 10. Where the hell has this been all fucking year? Where was this all last week? They didn't go to him. He has 2 catches, 11 yards in the first 3 minutes of the game. He had 2 catches for 30 yards total last week because the 2 catches were in the 4th fucking quarter. They still need no shit, no doubt about it. Need to find an identity. They got to keep it simple. Don't do too much. But run the ball, exactly. Najee Harris. He needs to get going. The offense is going to revolve around him. And then, how good the quarterback play is. Because, Trubisky, he honestly hasn't been playing bad. He hasn't. It's to the point, though, like, something's got to give. Like, because with Pickett, they can't be playing much worse. But defensively, they can't stop the fucking run. And that's pressure on the offense then. Over the middle, it's caught. Hey, the middle of the field has always been there. You just finally realize that? George Pickens on the reception, first down, however, there's a flag on the play. So, man, it's been frustrating. It's been very frustrating for Pittsburgh with the way they played offensively. They're next to last in the league. Got an individual man downfield is James Daniels. So they'll replay the down, which sucks. So just as, they get something good going, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot, and Penalty, replay down, 2nd and 12. Back at the 46. They run an end around. Deontay Johnson, good block. And then maybe 7. Dallas up 3-0 on Washington as well, by the way. But we'll see how they start off here. And then we'll go from there because just it's either they get out to an early lead and they hold on, or they're coming from behind and then it might be too late. So we'll see what team shows up today. Honestly, 3rd and 4. They gave him 8. Trubisky, all day to throw again. And he's going to tuck it and run and get a yard and they'll have to punt. Good fucking God. And the boos are already starting to rain down. Tomlin's said, though, they're not making a quarterback change. And rightfully so, because Trubisky has not been playing bad. The play calling needed to be 10 times better, no doubt about it. Matt Canada didn't honestly call that bad of a game last week compared to the first 2 weeks, but at the same point in time, it needs to be 10 times better. At least this opening drive showed some signs of life. And then 3rd and 4, they have the punt. Presley Harvin's injured too, by the way, so they re-signed Jordan Berry, who has been a Steeler in the past, and he booms that away and be down inside the 21st and 10. Jets with Zach Wilson making his first start of the year today after suffering an injury in the preseason against the other Pennsylvania NFL team, against the Eagles, back in mid-August. Of course, after his off season, he said whenever they arrived in Pittsburgh last night that he was going to go hunting, but he wasn't taking a gun. And I wonder whose night he made or who made his night last night by any means. But with Zach Wilson at quarterback and not Joe Flacco, who Pittsburgh's accustomed to, of course, former Raven quarterback for a number of years, you need to bring a ton of fucking pressure off the edge. You need to blitz his ass. You need to create and capitalize off turnovers, no doubt about it. But you got to stop the run. It starts up front. If they can't stop the run today, they're screwed. Because we've seen what's happened when they haven't been able to stop the run already this year. They're 1-2, just like the Jets are. And then when I actually realized last night, even though I know who the Jets have played this season, their first 4 games were against the whole entire AFC North. And it ain't going to get any easier for them. But Pittsburgh, you got to feed off this crowd. And you can't do anything stupid. You got to get stops on defense. That blue-collar mentality, you need to bring the steel curtain down for once. So, they got lucky with the weather. It's been raining in Pennsylvania the past day and a half or so, but the weather's moved out. Of course, Pitt played at home last night as well, so that's why, as mentioned, the field looks the way it does. Still, decent shape. Knock on wood, hopefully no injuries. As the Pittsburgh defense, they've arrived. Hopefully they raise some hell and they'll leave with a win. But Wilson going to be under center. And they'll hand off 3 yards to the 12 for 32. Michael Carter, former Tar Heel. And they're going to run the ball. They're going to run play action. Offensive coordinator for Gang Green is Mike LaFleur, Matt LaFleur's brother, head coach of the Packers. Robert Saleh was an assistant under Kyle Shanahan, so this Jet offense is a lot similar to what the Packers and the 49ers run. Highsmith with the tackle. He stepped up a little bit with TJ Watt still injured. He'll be hopefully back by the end of the month. Bye weeks in a month from now, maybe after that at the latest. But it ain't going to get any easier for the Steelers either. Because, I mean, okay, you start 1-2, get the Jets today, hopefully you can win. You got 4 tough games coming up by Halloween, which we'll get more into that later on. But 3rd and 7 officially, empty set from the 12 for the Jets. And a pass complete. But Arthur Millette going to make the tackle as first-round rookie wide receiver Garrett Wilson makes the catch. Yeah, Millette stepping in for Witherspoon at corner as he's out with a lower body hamstring injury. Of course, you still got Cam Sutton, Levi Wallace, Arthur Millette there on that tackle. Gunner going to be back deep to receive the punt as the Jets will also punt to begin the game. But they'll let it bounce at the 32 and roll down to the 24, 23. Be 1st and 10, Pittsburgh from there. It all starts up front, though. You got to be able to block to run the ball. They, were able to get a few decent runs off there. It felt like on that opening drive, and they're keeping it balanced and trying to keep it simple. Trubisky, once again, he hasn't looked bad because he hasn't really, done that much, whether it be good or bad, for that matter. But he'll look 10 times better if they can find a running game and then feed off of that. And then defensively, just continue to get stops. Because believe me, if they can run the ball and play Steeler defense the way they do and the way they have in the past, even without Watt, you get to a good point record-wise, and then he can come back and he can, some people are saying they lose today, season's going to be over. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that, but they do have a tough stretch coming up before the bye week. They got to go to Buffalo before Tampa comes in 2 weeks. And then they got to go to Miami and Philly. Then the bye week. And then, honestly, after that, it ain't going to get any easier in November either. You look at even further ahead than that. But still one game at a time. One play, one drive, one game at a time. Play calling once again, no doubt about it, 10 times better. And Jalen Warren at running back hasn't looked half bad either. Good number 2 behind Najee rather than Benny Snell, who's, basically just playing on special teams now. But unless Trubisky, the thing is, unless Trubisky does something terribly wrong, consistently, starting to suck it up, or if he gets hurt, however you want to put it, they're not making a quarterback change. I wouldn't be shocked, though, as I said 2 weeks ago at home, if they put him in today, especially if they get out to a big lead in the second half, get him some, playing time, but then also you don't want to get him hurt. But then also at the same time, on top of all that, too, if it calls for it, you need a spark. Well, maybe he's that spark you need. But talk about the receivers. I don't care who's playing quarterback. You still got to be able to run the football, because if they can't run the football now, what makes you think they're going to be able to run the football with a different quarterback? It makes no sense. These receivers need to step up and make some plays, but it starts out front of the offensive line, which they haven't looked bad. Quarterback, play calling, QB still need to make, Trubisky make a few more plays. Go to Freiermuth more. That's why he's a check down receiver. Slant over the middle, incomplete, intercepted. Right through the hands of Deontay Johnson. I said incomplete because it looked like it hit the turf, but it looked like he also caught it right there at the last second. See a replay. And that's a catch. That's going to be a pick. And that's an interception for Mitch Trubisky. Shit like that's going to get you benched. And shit like that's going to, turn this crowd against you. And rightfully so, because, well, like I said, unless he does something terribly wrong, consistently, that's only his, I believe, second, maybe third pick of the year. 4 games, okay, that's not a good average, though, 1 a game. It wasn't his fault. It was a good pass. It hit Johnson around the hands, and he dropped it, fell incomplete, but they picked it off. So the Jets are going to try to capitalize off the turnover now, 1st and 10 from the 36. As they bring 4, Highsmith gets to him on the sack. Loss of 4, 2nd and 14. So, as mentioned, you got to bring pressure, especially with Zach Wilson, second-year quarterback. I guess once a Cougar, always a Cougar hunter. From BYU, playing in his first game today. He got hurt in preseason, has yet to play in the regular season this year. So, and Highsmith stepped up in absence of TJ Watt. Of course, caliber-wise, not as good, but still reliable. But also these linebackers in the middle. Miles Jack, Devin Bush, Bob Spillane. Jameer Jones has, played a little bit. Wilson going to roll out as DeMarvin Leal chases him down, along with Larry Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ogunjobi, and Wilson gets the sack yards back. It'll be 3rd down and officially, we'll see where they spotted at. They ran out of bounds. 3rd and 5. So, he got the sack yards back and then a 5-yard run on top of that. So 3rd and 5, 6:30 counting to play in this opening quarter. But they're going to, as they're in field goal range already, and try to capitalize off the Pittsburgh turnover, and then, we'll see the Steelers go on offense the next drive because, hopefully it can go up. And it can only go up from here. Hopefully it does, but we'll just have to see how this game goes. I honestly don't know what's expected. I don't. I mean, it's going to be one of those games. It's still going to be down to the wire. It's going to be a big turnover late, one of those type of games. 1st and 10, they get the first down at the 26. Wilson, the volleyball falls incomplete at the 10-yard line, so 2nd and 10. But, it's been frustrating for the Steelers offensively, at least. But then the defense, once again, they can't stop the run. And we'll pull up some first half stats and scores here in a minute, and also take a look around the rest of the NFL coming at halftime as well. But I don't know. Honestly, what to think if they lose today. Because a quarterback change is imminent, no doubt about it, if this continues to happen. But he's still not playing, that bad, but Pickett at the same point in time can't be playing much worse. So, take that for what it's worth. You got to either go one way or the other as they're, at a crossroads. They are. 3rd and 10 for the Jets from the 27. Dump off. They'll bring them down to the 20, so it'll be 4th and 3. But be about a 37, 38-yard field goal. As the Jets will kick it and look to take an early 3-0 lead. Capitalizing off of the Steeler turnover, unfortunately. We did have a missed field goal, though, to end the London game. As mentioned, the Vikings held on to win 28-25. Kicks up, kicks good. 3-0 Jets with 4:03 to play in the opening quarter. So Steelers, potentially 3rd time's charm on this next drive of theirs on offense when we return. As, the first drive, they, didn't look half bad, but they had to punt. And then first play of the second drive, allowing the Jets to, go about 25, 30 yards and kick a field goal. It was one play and a turnover. So, run the damn ball. Rock the Naj, run 22, open up the play action. They're without Mims again at receiver, but they still have Deontay Johnson, Claypool, and Pickens. Of course, Calvin Austin III and Anthony Miller have been on IR since training camp and preseason. Miles Boykins played a little bit. Gunners, if he's not coughing the ball up, in there every once in a while, but then more so than not, he's the returner. But you run the football. You keep it simple for Mitch or whoever's playing quarterback. Maybe we see Kenny Pickett in return. I highly doubt it, though. But run your screen game that you're going to, no doubt about it. Because you know damn well they will. But you got to check down to these tight ends. And you have more than Pat Fryermuth. You also have Zach Gentry and Connor Hayward. But it all starts up front. Okay? This offensive line with Dan Moore Jr., Kevin Dotson, his backup and Kendrick Green is out today as well. And then you have Mason Cole. Hausner's played at center already this year too, I might add. But then James Dano, who has the penalty on him for a legal man downfield, well, he's at right guard, and then Chuk's at right tackle. Just don't do anything stupid. Don't turn it over again. No penalties. But guess what? They have a penalty and a turnover apiece. 1-1 for the Steelers in that category. So, like I said, it's been frustrating. Yeah, common opponent would be Cleveland and the Bengals, because Pittsburgh hasn't played the Ravens yet. As the Jets, they beat the Browns week 2 before Pittsburgh went out to Cleveland last Thursday and lost. Pittsburgh beat the Bengals, though, whereas the Bengals beat the Jets last week by 15. Ravens also beat the Jets by 15 as well. But no touchback on the kick. 1st and 10 from the 25 for the Steelers. But take that for what it's worth with the common opponents. That was then, though. This is now. Every game's going to be different. But if something doesn't change soon, of course, something's going to have to change eventually. They're going to be in pretty deep shit. Good crowd on hand. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh from the 25, but Steeler Nation, home or away, always shows up regardless. Gunner in motion. End around to him. Fryermuth with the block, but nowhere for him to fucking go. Jesus Christ. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. You gotta be shitting me. You have a block in front of you and you can't go. You can't follow him. You can't hit the hole. They're right there to make the stop, though. So good defense by the Jets. You got to give them credit. Highlight with an update. Giants with old school unis and red end zones this afternoon. As the Jets, of course, are on the road in Pittsburgh here. Giants at home taking on the Bears. They lead 7-3. The Cowboys are up 3-0 at home against the Skins. As Washington is in all black uniforms for whatever reason. They actually on Fox showed the same update with the highlight of Daniel Jones' rushing touchdown to give the Giants a 7-3 lead as they come off of a loss, actually, last Monday night against the Dallas Cowboys. As that is how Week 3 ended. Week 4 began on Thursday night with the Bengals defeating the Dolphins. We had early kick this morning across the pond in London. As mentioned, the Vikings win 28-25 over the Saints, and now all these 1 o'clock games underway, 4 o'clock still to come, along with Sunday night and Monday night tomorrow night. 3rd and 5, Trubisky going to roll out, dumps it off, but only 3 complete to Jalen Warren, 4th and 2, and guess what? They're going to have to fucking punt again. And they're booing even louder now. Yeah, pretty fucking pathetic. Last I checked, the end zone's in front of you. You know, 3rd and 5, you need 5, yet you only get 3. Like, I get, okay, good coverage, maybe he was the only guy open, but still, you got to make a fucking play. This is to the point of, yeah, where's the snake at? Where's number 8? Where's Kenny Pickett? Other than, of course, on the Steelers sideline, looking at tape with Mitch Trubisky after that drive again. Like, we need to get the old guitar out and start strumming with Pickett. So, defense is going to have to, keep him in the game and, hopefully win it for him once again, as always. I mean, what's new? Just very fucking frustrating. I don't even know what else to say. It's to the point. It's like, I said it last night with Penn State. Starting 5-0 again for the 2nd straight year. How do you not allow what happened to you last year down the stretch to also happen again coming up? 5-0 start, losing 6 of 8. Don't know how much more I can, take that if that does happen. Just like, the Steelers here. If the offense just doesn't want to move the football. Matt Canada's been getting a lot of shit. Well, I said last week, too, Terrell Austin needs to be getting shit on, too, because this defense can't stop the fucking run. Let alone cover or tackle, I might add. Like, the coordinators right now are, not necessarily hot water or on the hot seat, even though they, Canada, for the most part, especially should be, for sure, no doubt about it. I mean, the play calling just is piss poor. But regardless, once again, of whoever the hell's playing quarterback for you, if you don't have a fucking running game, it ain't gonna matter. Ain't gonna matter one bit. So, there's 3 drives and 3 punts. Or 2 punts and a turnover. 3 turnovers for the Steelers to begin the game. Okay? As we come back to Pittsburgh, the Steel City of 3 Rivers, as Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium, down the road from PNC Park, as the Pirates are on the road, in St. Louis. Either looking to win their 60th game of the year today or lose their 100th. So, take that for what it's worth. At least I'm a Penn State fan, not a Pitt fan. From the 30, 1st and 10 Jets, but Steelers, I mean, offensively, unless they get something going, this defense is going to have to hold it down for them. Leal on the tackle. A&M lost again last night. They'll go to Bama on Saturday. I'm sure we'll see that promo for CBS at some point in time today during this game for college football next week. We're actually going to, later on tonight for Sunday Night Football, recap what happened in full in college football yesterday, so stay tuned for that. And be sure to tune back in tonight for Sunday Night Football Live Watch Long Reactions. Super Bowl 55 rematch between the Chiefs and Buccaneers. But thanks for tuning in and listening today to my Jets and Steelers Live Watch Long Reactions audio only. Live right here on YouTube. 2nd and 6 from the 33 for Gangrene. Fake the give from Wilson. Highsmith going to bring him down again. He avoids a sack, though. God damn it. And then a missed tackle. All day to fucking throw, and he just, hula hoops his way and leaps up in the air, throws it out of bounds, incomplete. Jesus Christ. It should have been a sack for 100 yards. Should be about 3rd and 10, not 3rd and 6. Wrap him up. And then missed tackle by Hayward. And then Miles Jack just a little late. Well, they did hit him. Surprised they didn't throw a fucking flag on that. As he did awkwardly land. But pressure. Continue to bring the pressure. You already got to him once. You almost got to him there. Of course, hopefully you continue to get to him. 3rd and 6. A minute to play in the quarter. Slant over the middle. And then it is complete. And then dances around out past midfield. And Moore gets a jet first down to the 47, first and 10. Jets. Levi Wallace slipped on the coverage, and good God. They can't do a damn thing on offense. They can't cover. They can't tackle. They can't stop the run on defense. I mean, where's Boswell at? First and 10. Handoff to maybe 3 yards. Warmly, Wallace and Malik Reed on the tackle. That'll do it for the opening quarter, though, it seems like, with the Jets up 3-0 on the black and gold Pittsburgh Steelers here this afternoon. So we'll pull up some first half stats and scores, more so, well, just first quarter here. But I'll just take a look around what's going on in college football. Or the NFL, excuse me, and we'll recap college football later on. But this is bad. I don't know how much worse this can get. I shouldn't say that, but by God, I don't know how much more I'm going to be able to take of this shit. Like, they got to figure something out. Wilson's 3 of 5, 32 yards. Trubisky, 4 of 6, 20 yards and the interception. Najee Harris, 3 carries, 15 yards, whereas Brees Hall has 4 carries, 11 yards. Zach Wilson, 1 of 9. And Michael Carter, 2 carries, 3 yards. Elijah Moore, that catch for 20 yards to get the first down to end the quarter. Hall and Wilson have a catch for 6 yards apiece. And Pat Freiermuth, 2 catches, 11 yards in the first quarter, not the whole entire game like last week. Pickens, 1 for 5. They did go deep to him. It was incomplete, though. Good coverage. And then Warren has a catch for 4 yards. But still, man, just frustrating as all hell. At least with Ben, they had a good quarterback to, get him out of the jam. But at the same point in time, you have a running game for whoever's playing quarterback. It ain't going to matter one bit. They got to run the football with Najee Harris and stop it on defense. Because if they can't run the ball on offense and can't stop the run on defense, it'll be a long afternoon again, folks. Because let alone on defense, they can't even cover or tackle either. So shouldn't say I'd rather watch paint dry, but I mean, you might be better off than watching a Steeler game right now, for God's sakes. Jesus fucking Christ. So, yeah, CBS and Fox with football, NASCAR race down in Talladega coming up shortly as well. Like I said, Pirates are also on. And as the regular season comes to a close, with them missing out on the playoffs once again, but that's nothing new. They'll either win their 60th game today or lose their 100th. So, a 3-word phrase with an S and 2 T's to start those 3 words. You can fill the rest in. 2nd and 7 from the 44. Wilson. Over the middle, caught, first down. Moore. And they bring him down to 15. Miles Jack on the tackle. Good fucking God. What the fuck? What in the absolute hell? It's like they started out with a hot start, and then ever since it's just been, up, downhill. We're still on a high, like we're still hungover. We're still gonna, keep ourselves in it until we actually want to show up and play one of those. It's like they'd probably be more ready if this game was played the day after last week's game. let them play 7 games in 7 days and see what happens. They're probably gonna, might be exhausted a little bit, but might be playing a little bit better. Might have some more fight. That's what they need to find. They need to find some fight. Second and 8, and good block, good run, and they push them out of bounds inside the 5. First and goal, Jets. Here early second quarter. And they're going to be in an early hole at home. If they score here, hell, they already are. They're down 3-0. But 6-0, force them field goal, 10-0. Okay, it's double digits, 2-score game. Still a lot of football to be played, but what they're showing now, good God, makes you think they're going to come back. But this is how they play. They either get down early and then, trot their way back, or they get out to a lead and then just hope to hold on. Like, there's no in between. None. So, second and goal after a 2-yard run. Train wreck is to say the least. But they got to get stops on defense, and the offense has to get rolling. Unless, they lose this game and they're 1-3, and then enter November if they, drop another 4 in a row, which would be 5 in a row, which would be 7 in a row going to the bye week. Jesus Christ. They pass it back to the quarterback who does the gritty, and Zach Wilson scores a receiving touchdown today. And now Pittsburgh trails by 9, make it 10 with the extra point by Zerline. Does anybody have any rope? As the Steeler defense just, my God, doing us all a favor. They're killing us very slowly and softly, so yeah. They got tied up, caught off guard, and Zach Wilson with the receiving touchdown. So 10-0, extra points up and go. Got a flag on the play though. It's going to be against the fucking Steelers anyway, so they'll enforce it on the kick, and they'll start anyway, probably with a touchback, 1st and 10 at the 25. Yeah, they'll keep the extra point and force on the kick. Got a personal foul, leverage on the Steelers. Yeah, so they'll kick off from fucking midfield, and it'll still be a touchback. So 1st and 10 Steelers from the 25 when we return, down 10. The Jets sure as hell ain't fucking back by any means, but Pittsburgh is grooving their way out to the fucking Atlantic Ocean where Hurricane Ian just most recently was. And, yeah, you might as well just fucking suck yourself up and be done, because this is, good fucking God. I'm not even going to say anything, because it ain't going to fucking matter at this point. Wilson's 4-6, just like Trubisky is, but he has 60 yards passing. Trubisky is 4-6 for 20 yards passing and interception. That is the difference with the 3 points because of the field goal, and then, they get the ball back, and then they score again. Because Pittsburgh's had 3 drives, 2 punts, interception, and the Jets have 10-0 lead. And Wilson has a receiving touchdown. 6 carries, 22 yards for Hall. 3rd, 15th, Najee. It all starts up front with Najee Harris. Good able to run the ball. Trubisky goes 3 and out here again. They're already booing as bad as they are. Like I said, Pickett can't be playing much worse. Maybe the offense is going to still look the same, but they need to open it up. You know, they lose again today. Canada for sure needs to be gone because this at least they're taking some more deep shots, no doubt about it. All right, but the defense, man, like I said, as much heat Matt Canada's under, Terrell Austin needs to be under the same microscope because this defense, they cannot stop the run. They can not cover. They can't tackle either. Like, what do you want to do? Like, anything? Hello? Earth to whoever. Like, somebody want to wake the hell up? So until they get their head out of their ass once again, that's how it's going to be. And I'll leave it at that for what that's worth, which ain't much, but just frustrating. Circle back to frustrating. This guy kick it from midfield, so Pittsburgh does return it from the 18. Benny Snell. And he gets out to the 25, 26-yard line anyway, so 1st and 10 Steelers from there. 12:31 to play in the half. Kenny Pickett, no shit. Why wouldn't you put him in against the Jets if you're down? You know, and the thing is with Trubisky, he hasn't played bad. But if they don't have a running game with whoever's playing quarterback, the offense doesn't open up a little bit, it ain't going to fucking matter. Because this defense ain't doing shit either. 1st and 10, Najee Harris for 3 yards in a cloud of dust, as they like to say. 2nd down and 7. But even with the report that they're going to sit Pickett the whole entire year, well, the name of the game is still to win. So I hope to God you don't turn into the fucking Browns or Lions or Jaguars, what they've been, you know, fucking less than 5 wins a year. They've had a hold on the offense in the meantime. 10 yards, I'll replay down. And that was on Kevin Dawson. So that's Dawson with a penalty. Daniels with a penalty today. Dan Moore Jr., Mason Cole, and Chuk, you're up next. Another update. Meantime, Chargers 14-0 on top of the Texans, trying to bounce back after 2 consecutive losses. Cowboys 6-0 on top of the Skins as well, I might add. But before too long, it's going to be time to pick with Pickett and strum the guitar with old Kenny P. Slant over the middle, deep slant, crosser. George Pickens with the catch and run out to the 45-yard line. So, of course, yeah, you like that. It's a 1st and 10. They're still starting to, you know, get there. It's just slow and steady wins the race as always. But the middle of the fucking field's been there every game. And they've not gone deep until recently. And they're getting back to the run game. So Jalen Warren for 2, maybe 3 yards, 2nd down. 2nd and 8. So yeah. We'll see what they do here, but talk about getting the ball to these tight ends all the time, too. Fryermuth. You also have Zach Gentry and Connor Hayward. But where's Chase Claypool at? You know? Pitch to Jalen Warren. Jalen Warren spins and gets a 1st down out past inside the 40. 1st and 10 Steelers are going to be knocking on the door here soon, hopefully. Another Steeler 1st down. Good block by Derek Watt. He had a hole to begin with, but then the block just opened it up even more, and Warren gets a big 1st down run. He's reliable. He's an undrafted rookie free agent out of Oklahoma State, and a good number 2 behind Najee Harris, who's back in the ballgame. And we'll be back at the 46-yard line as Trubisky's under center, 1st and 10, Pittsburgh at the 38. The 12 formation. Najee on the run. And a 12-yard run for him and another first down. So first down. Let's keep it moving. Terrible towels are starting to wave. Good block by Cole. Pushed him the wrong fucking way, though. Into Najee to push him towards the sideline, but all right. They still got first down. Najee on the give again. 2, maybe 3 yards if he's lucky. Another second down. Just get to manageable situations on third down. Matt Canada with the play call. I'd take a shot over the middle, go to a tight end. I would. You're right on the outside of the red zone. Trubisky out of the gun, fakes the give. Deep down the middle in the end zone, intended for Deontay Johnson. Incomplete. Yeah, I don't think he had both feet in bounds anyway. He caught it. Was he in bounds, though? We're going to have to see a replay. That's the catch. Left's down. And he drugged the right. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. Where's Boswell at? Take him out for the extra point. They'll look at that. Tomlin's going to have to challenge. That's a touchdown. Left foot's down. Drugged the right. Caught it. Controlled and possessed as he went out of bounds towards the back of the end zone. That's a touchdown. Right there on the white. Yeah. They rolled it incomplete, too. That's a touchdown. They have to find Indisputably and serve return it. That's going to be tough. Right there, that looks he's in. The other side, he's out with the left foot, but he drugged the right. They rolled incomplete. Steelers, in the meantime, challenge. I'll take a commercial break with 8:49 to play in the half. That should get overturned. That should be a touchdown, and Boswell should be out for an extra point when we come back. If not, it'll be, 3rd and 8 from about the 23, 24-yard line. And then, just wait. It'll stand as called. They won't be able to convert. Boswell will kick a fucking field goal, and they'll be down 10-3 here in a couple minutes. You can already fucking see it. I'll most definitely take a touchdown, though, because that is a touchdown from the one side with the angle. The other side, his toes of his left foot are out of bounds. But he drugged the right. And they rolled it incomplete on the field, so you have to find Indisputably and serve return it. I think they'll have it. I think they'll overturn it on the Steelers challenge. They'll keep the 2 challenges, keep the 3 timeouts. Of course, they'll lose 1 challenge, have 1 remaining, have 2 timeouts the rest of the first half. But I think this will get overturned. I think it'll be a touchdown Steelers, but I'm not going to be shocked if it stands as called. It's 3rd and 8 then, and then, okay, convert, get a first down, still end up scoring on the drive, or, they don't, kick a field goal, it's 10-3. Hopefully, knock on wood, Boswell doesn't miss the field goal, and it's still 10-0 after all this. But previous plays on a further review, the Steelers are challenging. Of course, once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. As we got Jets Steelers along with Skins and Cowboys, 6-0 Dallas. NASCAR at Talladega. And the second race of the round of 12 and the NASCAR playoffs about to start. Pirates, once again, either going to win their 60th game or lose their 100th game today against the Cardinals, who've already clinched the playoff berth. But talk about a slow start and a long season on the rise, and potentially if Pittsburgh Steelers don't get their head out of their ass, don't start playing football. And that's something new for the Pirates. Their season was over for 2022 back in 1922. So, nice aerial shot of Heinz Field, not Acrisure, whatever the hell company they are, stadium. So it looks like they're reviewing it still. Boos from the crowd. It'll stand as called. So they'll be down a challenge and have 2 timeouts remaining in the first half, and it stands. So no touchdown, and it will be 3rd and 8 for Pittsburgh from about the 23, 24-yard line. Yeah, where's Gene Steratore at? He's right down the road. He might be in New York, but he's, of course, from the 412. That's a touchdown. That's a fucking touchdown. 3rd and 8 from the 23. Out of the gun. Trubisky looking to throw. And there's a hold. And he goes down in the sack. So, yeah, just back up Boswell as far as you want to. Make him kick a fucking 70-yard field goal while you're at it. Jesus fucking Christ. Hands to the face on the Steeler offense. That was on Chuk. Penalties declined. 4th and long because of the sack. Here comes Boswell for a field goal. Back at the... about a 40-yard field goal, give or take. See where they spot the ball. So, Dan Moore and Mason Cole, you're up next for penalties. As the 3 others have already committed fouls today, as Boswell's field goal officially will be now fucking 51 yards. He got sacked way further back than I thought he did. Kicks up, kicks good. 10-3. Jet says the Steelers trail, 8:30 to play in the half. Yeah, they declined the penalty, right? Yeah, so 23. Yard line is where they were on 3rd and 8, and then he got sacked for 10 yards back to the 33. They declined the penalty, 33 and 43. And then 7-8 yards. Yeah, 51-yard field goal. That's right. At least kicks up and good. At least they have some sign of life. It ain't much, but, you know, they do have a pulse. We haven't had to put them in the ground just yet by any means, but it's 10-3. So, just going to get the ball back. Steeler defense has to make some stops, though. They got to continue to bring pressure on Zach Wilson. You got to create and capitalize off turnovers. You know, Minka's had a pick in every game except last week. He's active today. Will be playing. He's been out there. He's playing. They're still out TJ Watt, of course, but it's Hayward in the middle. Highsmith coming off the edge. You got Jack and Bush in the middle with Spillane. And like I said, Jameer Jones has played, you know, pretty well linebacker, I've thought, too. Malik Reed, okay, they got him from Denver in a trade right at the end of the preseason. But in the back end with Minka, you know, Millette had a tackle earlier. Levi Wallace was slipping and sliding all around. Witherspoon's out. You still have Edmonds, but Cam Sutton needs to step the hell up. So we'll see if this defense is going to bend, doesn't break. Keep them in the game until the offense gets rolling, as always. But had a penalty on the kick, and then 1st and 10 Jets from the 40, as of course it went out of bounds. So couple yard play right there, make it 2 on a screen near side. 2nd and 8 for the Jets to the 42. 8-1-4 and counting to play in the half. But yeah, that's where we are. Second and 8, motion man is Wilson. And Wilson makes the pass to Wilson, and it's incomplete on the bubble screen. 3rd and 8. Oh, God. Highsmith is now hurt. So it's Malik Reed. He's out there, though. He seems fine. Alulu and DeMarvin Leal. Loudermilk's out again. But, I mean, Adams hasn't played that bad. 3rd and 8. They bring 4. That's a hold. That is a fucking hold. And then Wilson going to air it out. Incomplete. It's picked off by Minka. Did he have both feet in? No, they say incomplete. 4th down. So the Jets will punt. Steeler defense gets off the field. All right. He drugged the right. Left was in the air. That's incomplete. That's a good call. He caught it. Yeah. Just second late. Skins score, take a 1.76 lead. And boogity, 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 let's get racing. But 15-yard line, Steelers fair catch by Gunner Olszewski, even though they pronounce it Olszewski for whatever fucking reason. I'm going to say it as I said last week, how it's spelled. I don't care. Trubisky, Olszewski, Olszewski, you know. Pickens, along with especially J.C. Hosner and Chuk and Ogunjobi, Spillane, Fitzpatrick, but more so not Trubisky and Olszewski, and Hosner. Like, talk about playing for the Steelers and having that last name. So, we'll see what this offense can do when we get back to it. You're down 7 now, not 10. When you've been down 3 and 10, now it's 10-3 so far today. They're still in it. It's not over by any means just yet. It's not like it's 30-3. But, you know, defensively, I think on that last drive was, other than the Jets' opening drive, they were forced to punt. Probably the best stand they've had all day. Just continue to bring pressure. You know, he's a young quarterback. He's in the second year, and he's playing his first game today. He's going to eventually make a mistake. So, as long as they continue to bring pressure and stop him on defense, with stopping the run, and then, force some turnovers. Hopefully the offense can capitalize by running the football. And then Trubisky still not have to do much. Just keeping it simple. Take what the defense gives them. Don't do anything stupid. And Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, I don't know where Claypool's been. Freiermuth had 2 catches. He's gone silent since so as well. So, Jalen Warren even running back behind Najee's, all right. But 1st and 10, Pittsburgh from the 15. Claypool going to motion out top of your screen. DJ bottom of your screen. Good block by Harris as Pat Freiermuth makes a catch at the 38-yard line. 1st and 10. Steelers, the second-year tight end out of Happy Valley, as he goes up and grabs it. His 3rd catch of the game when he had 2 the whole entire game last week and in the 4th fucking quarter. Go back and watch that stream. I was yelling, literally hammering for them to get him the ball. Because the middle of the field's been there. Take some shots. They go back down the middle of the fucking field. It's incomplete, almost picked off. Got a flag on the play. If he would have waited an extra second, if he would have had it, he still could have went deep to Deontay Johnson. Deep post. He would have had him in stride. He'd be in the end zone right now. Touchdown. 7 minutes on the dot to play and a half. Got a flag on the play. A little shift on the offense. That was on Deontay Johnson, so they'll replay it down. Good God. Just shoot yourselves in the foot more while you're at it. Or maybe aim a little higher, do us all a fucking favor. Good God. Just stupid shit like that, But then even when they don't have penalties. They don't have much to show for to begin with. So, like, it's like they're just learning how to fucking walk. That's what it seems like. Let alone swim, for like a puppy. Second and 9. Like, until you know Trubisky out of the gun, empty set from the 40. Until you know that they can do something else, guess what? Trubisky doesn't want a sack. That's just how it's going to be. Good fucking God, guys. What the hell's going on? I might have to get a new TV by the end of the day. Just keeps up. Bite my tongue on some shit, no doubt about it. Third and 18 as Trubisky goes down another sack. And Mitch, incomplete to Claypool near side. And, well, it would have been offsetting because you had a hold on them rather than a pass interference, so they'd be replaying it down anyway. Coming out of half, I think, honestly, the way this offense is looking, you got to make a change. You do. It's to the point now, even though it's been there, this is by far gone, way past where they, of course, had hoped to be at right now. Another fucking flag on the play. Jesus Christ. So, got a hold on the return, 10 yards from the end of the run, 1st and 10 Jets. Actually half the distance, as obviously the punt was down inside the 20, so half the distance from there. All right. 5 and change to play in the half. Yeah. You need a spark on offense. You're just going through the fucking motions at this point. Like, at least once again, they're starting to open it up a little bit and go down the middle of the field. They just haven't been able to execute now. Because that'll be the next thing. Well, they did this. You wanted them to do this. They finally did it, but now they can execute. Like, what's next? But then it all circles back because you got to have a quarterback to win. It's a quarterback-driven league. And you don't have a good one. You might have an average one, get by. But if you don't have a good one, you're nothing, basically. But once again, I don't care who's playing quarterback. They got to have a running game. So they got to rock the Naj with Harris and bring in Jalen Warren as well. Hell, Benny Snell's still there. As much as I don't like him, no offense. He's better on special teams as he is. They did sign McFarland back to the practice squad after they cut him. They did sign Jeremy McNichols from Tennessee, but he got hurt in fucking camp. He's still on the active roster, though in the meantime, but injured on IR. So, it's a team sport. There's no I in team. There's a I in Pittsburgh, though. There's an I in Mitch and Trubisky and in Pickett. But they need a spark. And it's time for Kenny Pickett. It is. This is pathetic. But at the same point in time, the offense could look the same as it is now with him in there, just like Trubisky. But once again, he can't be, much worse. We saw how good he was in the fucking preseason, but of course that is also the preseason. This is the regular season. They did go 3-0 in the preseason, I might add, before a 1-3 start, or a 1-2 start. Don't want to jinx them to lose today again, 1-3, but the Jets have been 1-16 all time in the state of Pennsylvania. And the one win was in Pittsburgh, of course, no doubt. First and 10 for the Jets at the 9. And Wilson out of the gun, fakes a give. Good RPO, and then deep ball. Turn the fuck around. Incomplete. Levi Wallace in the coverage. He easily could have made that pick if he would have turned around. But luckily they didn't, as he did turn his head late, luckily they didn't throw a defense pass interference foul on him. Because the thing with DPI, as long as you play the ball, they're not throwing the flag. You play the receiver, you don't turn your head around, yellows get thrown. So 2nd and 10 for the Jets from the 9. And fake the give again. Wilson over the middle, caught, first down Jets. Out past the 30 to the 35. That's complete to number 83, Tyler Conklin. That's the same play call, just an RPO, run pass option. Run if it's there, not fake it, hold the pass, man wide open, okay, he dumps it off. If not, well, you got to go to an option, you got to do whatever you got to do, you got decent amount of yards. As long as it's a positive, you don't want negatives. You can't blame the Jets for what they're doing on offense right now against the Steelers defense because they can't fucking stop it. 1st and 10. Wilson going to hand off. Loss of about 2, maybe 3 in the backfield. DeMarvin Leal on the tackle. He's coming on somewhat beside Hayward at D tackle. Rookie out of Aggieland. But 2nd and 14, you got to continue to bring pressure. Thank you. That's a hold. And then incomplete. Watch, they'll throw a late penalty for a late hit. No. Incomplete, 3rd and 14 for Pye. Big 3rd down for the Steelers defense. 2 timeouts. Because, of course, they lost the one on the challenge. 3:58 to play in the half. You get the ball back here. You drive, kick a field goal, cut it again. Score, tie it up. Okay, the Jets will get the ball to begin the second half, but you got to keep yourself in this game. You got to keep it manageable. You can't let it get away from you. 3rd and 14 from the 31, empty set. Wilson, all day to throw. And then it'd be incomplete, almost picked off by Arthur Millette, 35. Incomplete, they'll punt again. So back-to-back drives, Steeler defense, after giving up a 10-0 lead. Offense gets a field goal. Should have been a touchdown, but they get the hell off the field on D. Offense going to get the ball back now after 2 consecutive punts by the Jets. And here we go. Let's see if they can move the ball, tie this game up. If not, cut the lead. For that matter, and then go from there. Still one play at a time. Frustrating as all hell, no doubt about it. But honestly, at this point, can't ask for much else right there. So, from the 30 on the punt return, Gunner going to get 3 yards or so if he's lucky. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. 2 timeouts, 3:43 to play. They'll start at 33. And they'll take a 30-second split screen commercial break, and we'll get back to the action when we return. First and 10 Steelers. Draw to Najee Harris. He's going to lose 3 yards back to the 31. He's second and long. I don't mind trying to establish a running game, but you do have time to do something, but also you want to work some clock if you're not doing anything. Deep ball near side. Trubisky intended for Pickens, incomplete. And no penalty. 3rd and 13. So now they can't even take 30 seconds off the fucking clock without giving them the ball back. And the Jets will get it back here if they stop them on 3rd down with 3 timeouts and 2-minute warning to look to extend their lead. And then also get the ball back in the 3rd quarter. So, it could be a 3 to 14 point swing for the Jets. They can get off the field here on D. But the Steeler defense is going to have to continue to make stops. Flag on the play, got a false start. That was on Dotson. Or Dan Moore, excuse me. So, Mason Cole's the lone offensive lineman who does not have a penalty called against him now. That was on Dan Moore. 69 Kevin Dotson also has a foul, as does James Daniels and Chuk. So, Mason Cole, you're up. Maybe an illegal snap. Maybe a hold. 3rd and 18. Once again, Trubisky gets fucking sacked. I've had it. This is fucking enough. More boos. Coming out of halftime, if Kenny Pickett ain't in the fucking game, there's something seriously fucking wrong. Or somebody's seeing something that none of us fucking see on. Like, Jesus Christ. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Another fucking punt. From the 47, that's where the Jets will start. 1st and 10, 3 timeouts, and 2:32 to play. So this defense needs to get another stop. They took, a minute off the clock, minute 10? You need to pull Trubisky and put Pickett in coming out of halftime. Or if he doesn't do well coming out of half on the opening drive, that next drive. Unless fucking they lose this game, you lose the next couple games coming up, going to the bye week. City might not be left by Halloween if Mitch Trubisky's still the starting quarterback and they're still playing the way they fucking are right now. 2nd down after about, a yard? If he's lucky, no gain on the play, 2nd and 10. They'll take a 2-minute fucking warning. Why not? Have 2nd and 10 and 3 timeouts. And, half the field. Tomlin needs to put his fucking foot down, and this is enough. We're making a change at quarterback. This offense doesn't change with that. Canada's getting fucking fired. Which, honestly, to this point, he probably should have already been fired. And they probably should have already made a change with Pickett, but it was to the point entering today, and that's why I said at the start, unless Trubisky, was going to get hurt or started to, suck it up, which we're to that point, though, now. He started to suck it up. This has been consistent. He's not playing good. Kenny Pickett needs to start this fucking second half. And if he doesn't, like I said, just... You think it's bad now? Don't want to say it, but it's going to get worse. Even though, of course, you hope that doesn't happen, but what makes you think they're going to play better right now with Trubisky standing at quarterback? Because they haven't done shit. Not a damn thing. One good drive and ends in a field goal. Defense keeping them in it, but the defense, okay, recently they've been getting some stops, but early on today, no. Past 2 weeks and the losses, they can't stop the run. They don't have a running game, though, for whoever's playing quarterback. It ain't going to matter. They got to run Najee Harris and run Jalen Warren. Thing is with Pickett, he can't be playing worse than Trubisky, you would have to think. Only better. You would hope. So we'll see what they do. Knowing the Steelers, though, they ain't making a fucking change unless they absolutely have to. Well, you're at that point. You're at an even deeper crossroads than you were. And you need to make a change. So, oh my God, just... At least Iron City's a company, I'll say that. Second and 10 with 2 minutes to play in the half. Jets football up 7. 10-3. Cowboys 12-7 at home against the Skins. Second and 10 from the 46. Wilson pass complete. Moore gets pushed out of bounds by Wallace. And now the 3rd and 4. 3rd and 5. 3rd and medium. 3rd and 5 officially. Big 3rd down. And get off the field under 2 with 2 timeouts. They can still do something before halftime. Another big 3rd down, though. Come on, D. Wilson. And, ooh, fuck. Jack, along with Edmonds and Carter, all got sandwiched. There's a flag on the play. Thought it was picked off. Falls incomplete, though. And, yeah, Terrell Edmonds is hurt. Of course he is. Got an injured Jet offensive lineman as well. Shit, that was hard hit for sure. Hopefully they're all okay. I think Edmonds probably just got the wind fucking knocked out of him. That was a big fucking hit. And the new college football AP Top 25 poll has been officially released. Even though I was told otherwise that because there's a college football game on today that it'd be released tomorrow. So that report was bullshit. But I'll digress. We'll take a commercial break in the meantime. We'll actually look at that. AP Top 25 poll just released for college football. Be sure to tune back in later on tonight as well for Sunday Night Football live watch along reactions. Chiefs and Buccaneers live right here on YouTube. We'll then recap college football from this past weekend in full. Also, of course, what's happening in the NFL today. And then tomorrow during Monday Night Football and WWE Monday Night Raw, we will recap the NFL from this week and then preview NFL Week 5 and college football Week 6 for next week. So stay tuned for that. And Yeah, just be sure to subscribe. Easiest way to stay up to date on social media is liking, following, and subscribing, as the links are in the description below. So, thanks for tuning in and listening, and we'll get back from this injury timeout in a minute. But AP top 25 poll. You have Alabama at 1 after defeating Arkansas yesterday. Georgia falling to 2, even with defeating Missouri, but they trailed for the most part in that game. Ohio State's 3, Michigan's 4, Clemson 5. USC, Oklahoma State, Tennessee, Ole Miss, and Penn State round out your top 10. Utah is 11, followed by Oregon, Kentucky, NC State, and Wake Forest. Zach Wilson's BYU Cougars at 16, TCU 17, UCLA is 18, Kansas ranked in the top 25 for the first time in a long-ass time at 19, followed by Kansas State. There must be something in the water in the state of Kansas, of course. If Trump was still in office, I mean, well, even though he's not, let's go Brandon, though. You know, obviously he thought and probably still thinks that the Chiefs play in the state of Kansas even though they play Missouri. Has to be something in the fucking water in the Midwest, though, there. Washington's 21, Syracuse 22. Mississippi State with a big win against A&M yesterday at 23, Cincinnati 24, and Brian Kelly's LSU Tigers and his family are at 25. So that's your AP top 25 poll. Yeah, there's one college football game on today because of the hurricane this past weekend. Florida's hosting Eastern Washington right now. And then there will be one college football game from this past weekend. Will still count for this past weekend. Be played this upcoming Wednesday, though, a couple days before next weekend begins. And that'll be SMU and UCF. So, back from break, got a flag on the play, got a hold on the defense. So, automatic first down for the Jets. So, under 2 minutes each team. All right. Yeah. Got highlights during halftime on Fox. Never a good sign when we bring the card out, but yeah, under 2 minutes. Both teams had injuries. Both teams charged with timeouts. So still 10-3 from the 44, first and 10. Jets, they run a double, fumble. Wilson couldn't recover. He fucking picks up, and then that's a double pass. He shuffled. That's a fucking double pass, though. You can't do that. They called a hold. They tossed it and then passed it back, which, okay, that's right through his hands. Yeah, that's beyond the line of scrimmage. So that's a live ball. It's a fumble. And then his pass would be a forward pass then at that point. All right. So after the hold, the injury timeouts, they run that trick play. It doesn't work. And then it falls incomplete. Are they going to roll it down back at wherever they're going to spot the ball at? Second down, third down. Play clock's winding, but the refs are huddling up, so doesn't matter. That's 2 trick plays by the Jets already today. Boos from the crowd towards the refs, of course. Yeah, it was a pitch and then a pass back, and then it went right through Wilson's hands because he was going to look to throw downfield, but Hayward was all over him along with Highsmith. Pittsburgh almost recovered it. He recovered it and then just latered it. Well, they can say intentional grounding potentially. It's second down, so nothing. Come on. All right, whatever. Second and 10. Just get a stop. Bring fucking pressure. Force a turnover here. Just pathetic. Yeah, they did get lucky. So 2nd and 10, minute 40 to play in the half. Trips near side, right to left across your television screen, ready and audio dial. Handoff, Brees Hall. And he gets a 15-yard first down run for the Jets, rookie. From Ames, Iowa, at Iowa State. First down, New York. Yeah. A couple good blocks and first down. And then Minka Fitzpatrick along with Trey Norwood on the tackle. 1st and 10, Jets. Looking to extend their lead before halftime and then also get the ball to begin the second half. From the 28, handoff. And they bring him down at the 30 for a 2-yard loss. So 2nd and 12 from the 30, under a minute to play. As we near halftime, Washington and Dallas already at halftime. As mentioned, Fox was showing off some highlights. We'll get to CBS's highlights here in a minute. But then also we'll update first half stats and scores and take a look around the rest of the NFL as well. Stay tuned. 2nd and 11 officially. Wilson all day to throw. And then deep ball far side, man's wide open, they say incomplete out of bounds. Corey Davis, the former Titan. Incomplete, 3rd and 11. That's incomplete. Levi Wallace once again on the coverage, but a tad late. Lucky that was out of bounds. So I've said his name a few too many times today, but for the wrong reason. 3rd and 11. Empty set. They get it off as the play clock almost expired. Wilson picked off. Cam Sutton at the 5. Cam Sutton out past the 20. 25, push out at the 30. Steeler ball, 1st and 10, 1 timeout in 20 seconds. You got to take a couple shots. You got to get in fucking field goal range if you can. You got to have the momentum. Well, that snap. Even if it's his first game this year, he just turned it over the first time as well. They said 170 plus pass attempts without throwing an interception for Zach Wilson. They got lucky on a previous play a little bit ago. They end up turning it over. Like I said, pressure. He's going to eventually turn it over. He does. You got to take a couple shots, though, with a timeout. Use the sidelines, your friend. Dump off, Freiermuth. Out past the 40. Still going to the 44. You got to call your timeout or clock it. Get up and spike it. 1st and 10 at the 44. I think they just called their timeout. 12 seconds. 1st and 10 Steelers at the 44. Over the middle. But you got to get up there and clock. I'm running some deep out routes toward the sideline and get the hell out of bounds. Deontay Johnson, George Pickens. All right. Where's Chase Claypool at? You got to go to 11. Keep going to your tight ends. Go to Freiermuth out of bounds. You give no timeouts. 1st and 10 of the 44, 12 seconds. And you got to get another good 20, 25 yards, give or take, for another 50-yard field goal for Boswell. Like, be closer than that. Of course, you can score a touchdown here, so be it. Jets call timeout. But take a fucking shot deep downfield. Simple go route down the sideline. Get the hell out of bounds. As Boswell gets ready, still got to get in field goal range for him. It's going to matter for him to come out and kick if you're not in field goal range. So 1st and 10 from the 44. Trubisky Over the middle. 10 for Fryermuth, incomplete. Maybe intercepted? No, incomplete. 7 seconds. They're not going to get anything on this. It'll be halftime, 10-3. Nine seconds. Sorry, they give them 2 seconds, which that might help a tad, but barely at all. You probably, well, so they do here. 2nd and 10. They'll throw a fucking Hail Mary. Trubisky going to step up. Deep ball. And it'll be picked off at the goal line as we end the half. They're returning it. There's a flag on the play. Out past the 30. The Jets are on the return. They play hook and ladder. They're still going. Will somebody fucking tackle his ass? Jesus Christ. Out past midfield. Another hook and ladder. Somebody bring his ass down. They get to the 30-yard line on that. You got to be kidding me. Couple flags on the play. It was intercepted anyways. They'll probably say it's down at the goal line. You know, touchback. It's halftime. It's 10-3. Personal foul. Roughing the passer on the defense. That's an untimed down then, right? 15 yards. First down. Yeah. Oh, he took a big shot too. Yeah, right in the middle of the gut. That's a good call. Couple flags coming flying. Yeah, so Pittsburgh will have an untimed down. Boswell going to trot on for a field goal now to close out the first half. This going to be from how long, though? 60? Yeah, I need a yard mark. Be a 58-yard field goal? 59-yard field goal, yeah. Boswell from 59 yards to close the half. They need momentum going into the second half, and the kick's going to be up, and the kick's going to be good from 59. Boswell cuts it to 4 as the Steelers trail 10-6 at halftime. So they have the momentum now going into the second half. You keep Trubisky in at quarterback. Go back. I'll renege what I said about putting Kenny Pickett in for the time being. Okay? 51-yard and 59-yard field goals by Chris Boswell for 6 points to the Steelers. It's 10-6 at halftime, Jets. They scored 6 unanswered to cut it to 4 at the half. The Jets will get the ball to begin the second half, I might add, but the Steelers have momentum now. You got to find a running game with Najee Harris in the second half, okay? Trubisky, you got to make some plays too, man. It comes down to it, okay, then you get the Pickett. Like I said, I'll take back for the time being what I said. Do not put Pickett in to start the second half. Not with the way this first half just ended. You keep doing what you're doing until you got to make a change. Because they're not going to make a change unless they have to anyway to begin with. We knew that. We know that much. So, 10-6 is your halftime score. Jets on top. Very ugly, to say the least. Costly penalty, though, for the Jets on that Hail Mary. They roughed the passer. Steelers get a 15-yard automatic first down, and Boswell gets a kick from 59, and he makes it. So 10-6, your halftime score. Zach Wilson is 6-16 for 91 yards passing. Has the interception to Sutton. Steelers capitalized with 3 off of it. Just as Trubisky's interception was then also capitalized by the Jets. Zach Wilson also has a receiving touchdown, I might add. But Breece Hall leads the team in rushing with 9 carries for 37 yards rushing. Elijah Moore is go-to target, 3 catches, 53 yards. So will somebody please cover him, along with Conklin, who has a catch for 26 yards. Trubisky's 7-13, 84 yards passing. Has the interception, I might add. and also has been sacked 3 times for almost 30 total yards. Najee Harris also has 9 carries, 37 yards rushing, so these running backs are pretty even across the board. Jalen Warren, no. Pittsburgh has a 1-2 punch compared to New York. 2 carries, 17 yards. Ain't much, but it's a little bit better. And it needs to be better. It can get better. It needs to be more balanced and more consistent. Keep it simple, nothing stupid, no penalties, no turnovers. Mason Cole is the only offensive lineman that doesn't have a fucking flag thrown against him today. All right? And we're at halftime, 10-6. Halftime score, the Jets on top as we begin the second half in Dallas with the Skins and Cowboys might add as well. Dallas up 5-12-7. So, yeah, a long first half with the Jets and Steelers. I'll probably win another 15, 20 minutes longer than some of these other games that are on right now. But Pat Freiermuth has 4 catches, 49 yards. I like to see that, and I like to see more of it. So keep getting the ball over the middle. Pickens 2 of 31. Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool have been targeted, but no catches. So Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, get him the ball. You know, Pickens, okay, like I said, 2 catches, 31 yards. You know, they're finally getting him the ball as well. Just get your, playmakers ball in space. And keep running it with Harris and Warren. Get it to Freiermuth as well. It all starts up front there. They don't have a good O-line, which, seems like Trubisky has had time to throw once again today. Of course, sacked 3 times, okay, but he needs to make some plays. Jets, no doubt about it, playing some good defense, coverage-wise and, making it tough. But you talk about, okay, wanting to make a quarterback change again. I don't care who's playing quarterback. If you don't have a running game, it ain't going to help. It ain't going to matter one bit. So it starts up front. You got to be able to block, run the football. Trubisky's got to air it out. They got to make some plays on offense. Defensively, Cam Hayward's had a quiet day. Highsmith early was making some plays. He sort of, faded away a little bit. Really haven't said Miles Jack or Devin Bush's name, so even Spillane for that matter. Somebody needs to step up a linebacker. Secondary is playing pretty damn good, I think. I mean, Levi Wallace, like I said in the video, has said his name a few too many times for the wrong reason. But, Millett's played pretty well in absence of Kelly Weatherspoon. Minka's, of course, hopefully Edmonds is okay, but then Cam's up with the interception and they drive and kick the field goal. And you also got to rely on your special teams. Chris Boswell, 2 field goals, 59 and 51, 59-yarder to end the half, cutting it to 4, 10-6, your halftime score of the Jets on top of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, that's basically it. Really not much else to be said. They're going to show some highlights. We're going to update some scores as well, but they're both even with 8 first downs total apiece. Neither team can really convert on third down, it seems like. It's pretty even. 10-6. Time possession. Penalties, 8 total with 6 going against the Steelers. But the 15-yarder to end the half was costly for the Jets to, get Boswell in field goal range for that 59-yarder that he made. So 10-6 your halftime score. If only Trubisky could make a few more plays, and they continue to run the football. Just move the ball, work the sticks, first downs, keep it simple. Like, you don't need to hit home runs all the time. It starts up front. You got to be able to run the damn ball. And I think if Pittsburgh can find a running game in the second half, and the defense, as of late, can get off the field still. They scored 6 unanswered, cut it into 4. It's 10-6 after being down 10-0 early. Pittsburgh playing at home. Omama hits. You have momentum on your side to begin with right now. You should be all right. You should be in a good position to win this game still, even though you trail at halftime. So we'll see what gives. As always, I'm sure something will. But somebody still has to step up at wide receiver, no doubt about it. I don't care who it is. Somebody has to step the hell up. And the check down to the tight end and Pat Fryermuth is fine by me if it's there. Take what the defense gives you. I'm surprised they haven't run any halfback screens. So I'd keep an eye out for that potentially in the second half of the Steeler offense. Just keep the defense on their heels. Keep them off balance. Because offensively, you got to be balanced. You got to run to pass and pass to run. Or maybe you're running to run and passing to pass. Short passes and then hit the deep ball. Or if you run, and then you want to hit the deep ball. Or pass, to run. But eventually, you keep running the football, you're going to break one. So watch out for Najee Harris or Jalen Warren to take off in the second half as well, potentially. So I'll leave it at that for what it's worth. Like I said, not pretty by any means, but they're right there. Another close game, going to come down to the wire as always. That's nothing new. But they have the momentum. They just got to find some more rhythm. If they can be more consistent at being good rather than bad, and rather than going backwards, go forward a little bit, run the ball, keep it simple. They'll be fine. Just don't do anything stupid. No penalties, no turnovers. You got to force and capitalize off turnovers, though, on defense. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. 10-6 halftime score with the Jets on top. Also going on right now in the NFL. We have a few games. Third quarter. We have this game, of course, at halftime. As Week 4 began on Thursday night with the Bengals defeating the Dolphins by a final score of 27-15. As mentioned earlier, across the pond in London, the first of the three London games this year. Still have the Giants and Packers next week, and then Halloween weekend. As the first two London games are on NFL Network, ESPN Plus will have Jaguars and Broncos. And then the NFL will play in Germany for the first time next month with the Seahawks and Buccaneers before Mexico City on Monday Night Football before Thanksgiving. But earlier this morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern kick, with the Vikings and Saints. Like I said at the start, those London games very rarely, never disappoint. Seem to be always close. And another close game over there, another close game for the year. Another 3-point margin of victory as the Vikings defeat the Saints 28-25 as they kicked a go-ahead. Ended up being a game-winning field goal with about 30 seconds left. Saints got the ball back, no timeouts. Got field goal range for a 61-yarder. And double doinked off the left upright and the crossbar, and no good. And Vikings win 28-25 over the Saints. As mentioned, we're in halftime here, 10-6 with the Jets on top of the Steelers. Everything else, third quarter. 10-10 Browns and Falcons. Cowboys lead the Washington Redskins football team. Commanders, whatever they want to call them, 12-7. Seahawks 31-15 at Detroit. Titans 24-10 against the Colts. The Giants are up 14-9 on the Bears. Jacksonville is up 14-0 on Philly before the Eagles tied it at 14, and then now have scored 20 unanswered as Philly leads by 6, 20-14 over Duval. The Ravens 20-10 at home over the Buffalo Bills, and then the Chargers lead the Texans 27-10 also in the third quarter. Still to come though, tonight, Cardinals Panthers along with Broncos Raiders. CBS has the 4 o'clock game nationally with the Patriots and Packers from Lambeau. Sunday Night Football. I have live watch along reactions over on YouTube of that as well. Be sure to tune back in. We'll have the Chiefs and Buccaneers in Tampa, as there was a contingency plan to have the game moved to potentially Minneapolis or another site. But Tampa did not get hit as bad as Fort Myers did with Hurricane Ian, Sharknado Ian Ziering, and game will go on as planned tonight. Chiefs, Buccaneers, Sunday Football. Monday Night Football tomorrow. Rams and 49ers and NFC Championship rematch from this past year. So there's that, and we'll get more into everything else later on, as we always do anyway. But man, just Pittsburgh here. If they can find a running game, like I said, as they'll kick off to begin the second half as they receive to begin the game. If they can find a running game, continue to play good defense, Trubisky makes some plays, they'll be all right. We're not seeing Kenny Pickett anytime soon, in the meantime, unfortunately. Touchback, 1st and 10, Jets from the 25, so. Oh, shit, we might see Kenny Pickett. Tomlin not pleased. The penalties are hurting him too. Maybe they are coming to their senses. We might see Kenny Pickett in this second half. Steelers on defense to begin the third quarter, though, so when they get on offense shortly, we'll see who's in at quarterback then. Because you have the momentum, you need another spark, though. Believe me, Pickett gets in there, this crowd's going to go nuts. And then can't be playing much worse than Trubisky has. If you find a running game with them too, even though I don't care who's playing quarterback, you guys still got to find a running game, because if you don't, it ain't going to matter much. It don't matter at all. But Pickett to air it out, to find his receivers, stand in the pocket, take some shots. Rather than Trubisky fucking running around, like he's on fire trying to get rid of the ball. So, empty set, 2nd and 9 for the Jets. Minka Fitzpatrick with a nice big tackle. Be 3rd and 3. They say incomplete now? 3rd and 9, incomplete. All right. We might see Kenny Pickett, they said. We might see Kenny Pickett. So that's some sign of life for Pittsburgh down 4. Big 3rd down, 3rd and 9 to begin the half. Minute in. Come on, D. They'll motion out. Breece Hall, top of your screen. Empty set again for the Jets. They get it off as the play clock expires. 3rd and 9. Complete. And then dropped incomplete near side. 4th down, and the Steelers defense gets New York to go 3 and out to begin the half. Are we getting Kenny Pickett next, or is Mitch Trubisky still going to be your starting quarterback now for the Steelers? Fourth and 9, Jets on the punt. Kenny chance, you can already hear it. They're getting louder before the Jets even fucking punt. Pickett's coming in. They obviously see him getting warmed up on the sideline. Put his helmet on probably. Gunner gonna let it bounce. He fields at the 25, gonna spin. Fumbles it. Jesus fucking Christ. They recovered it though, thank God. James Pierre. Fuck. Will somebody else get back there to return punts? It's the second time in as many home games he's muffed the fucking punt in the second half. And here comes Kenny Pickett. The rookie out of Pitt, number 8. We're going to pick with Pickett. Strum the old guitar. With Kenny. Pickett starting the second half. Did hell freeze over, or what the hell's going on? Pittsburgh trailing by 4, and here comes Pickett. All right, they got to find a running game for him. If they can't run the fucking football for him, he's going to be in as much trouble as Trubisky was in, all right? Mark my words. But at the same point in time, Pickett can't be playing much worse than Trubisky has. So Pickett's got to make some fucking plays. Check it down on screens. Check it down to your tight end and Pat Fryermuth, okay? Over the middle of the field. Take your deep shots, but you got to get Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool along with George Pickens of football. Hell, maybe even Miles Boykin. Gunner's been in as well, but he's fumbled again on a muff punt. They recovered 1st and 10 Steelers inside the 20 to begin Kenny Pickett's NFL career as the Steelers starting quarterback in the 4th game of the year at home against the New York Jets. This offensive line's got to be able to block for him, though. All right? So we'll see what they got, but you still got to keep it simple. Okay, balance and consistency. Positive yardage. Work the sticks. Trubisky, the bridge after Roethlisberger. Next, potentially the heir apparent to Big Ben. And number 8, Kenny Pickett. I had a feeling this was going to happen today. I did. I said it when after they lost to the Browns. That if it gets to a point in time in the Jets game a week from Sunday, now today, towards halftime or coming out of half, if they're in this situation, maybe you make the move. And they do. Here comes Kenny Pickett at quarterback, 1st and 10 for the Steelers. From the 22, 1st and 10. You run the ball. Okay? Maybe you play action, but you run the ball. They will. Najee Harris. And he gets 4 yards to the 26. This is the spark they need, all right? Of course, played at Pitt after originally committing to Matt Rule at Temple, as he's from Jersey. And he was a Heisman finalist last year. And a 1st-round pick this past spring. Another handoff, Najee Harris. And they got a 3rd and 1 for him. 3rd and 1, Pittsburgh, early 3rd quarter on Kenny Pickett's opening drive as an NFL starter. The one thing, of course, is they pan to Trubisky on the sideline. He can't do much now. He's had his chance, 3.5 games. A handoff, 3rd and 1, and they stuff him. No gain. No, he didn't get it. Be 4th and inches, unless they do give him the 1st down. Where's the ball? The ball's at the fucking 35-yard line. And they say 4th down. 4th and inches. You can go for it, sneak it, get all the momentum on your side now. Or, of course, you can, punt. They'll go for it on 4th and inches here with Pickett. The thing I didn't want them to make the wrong decision about was to make up for not drafting Marino out of Pitt. To draft Pickett. Because they drafted James Conner out of Pitt as well, and look how that worked out. They sneak it, Kenny Pickett on 4th and 1, and they get the 1st down. They move the sticks and get the 1st down. Let's keep it going. This is the spark they need, because the crowd's feeding off of it to begin with. Add more fuel to the fire. Put them in a corner. Pressure on them, not on you. They faked the end around to Deontay Johnson. He would have got the 1st down. They would have gave it to him anyway, but they were anticipating the sneak, and they sneak it, and they get the 1st down anyway. I'd run it again. I would. Check it down to your tight end, though. They run an end around, near side, Deontay Johnson. Yep, 3 yards. And a late flag. Maybe a helmet-to-helmet targeting, late hit. Be second and about 7, but then the penalty. Oh, yeah. That's 15 yards and first down for sure. Mosley's a former Raven, too, I might add. Okay? So there's, bad blood with that. He's got a smile on his face, so I'm not going to say that was intentional, but sure as hell looked like it. They might pick this up, though. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Personal foul. 15 yards. Automatic first down for the Steelers. First and 10 Steelers around midfield. Out of the gun with Zach Gentry in motion. He's going to throw. Deep down the middle. Kenny Pickett going to Claypool. And it'll be picked off at the 10. His first ever NFL pass is going to be intercepted. Double covered, intended for Claypool, and intercepted. So first and 10 Jets. Yeah. Claypool hit him right in the hands, and then it was picked off. That's more on the receiver than it is Pickett, but he honestly should never have thrown in double coverage anyway, but still, all right. Defense got to feed off of this, though. Defense has to feed off of this. Got to get some more stops. It seemed like it took them a little while to wake up on D, but they've been able to make some stops now consistently, since midway through the second quarter up until now. So, of course, just continue to get stops and stop the run. Don't let them beat you deep. You got to continue to bring pressure on Zach Wilson, but forget about the interception. He's a starting quarterback for the foreseeable future, no doubt about it. He's got to learn from this, though. Don't pull him because of the interception on one pass. Don't put Trubisky in just because of that. No. Keep running the ball. You're moving it, well. You got the penalty as well, but I get you turn it over. It's okay. Baby steps. So, first and 10, Jets from the 10 when we return. Heinz Field. Yeah, Kenny Pickett with an interception on his first career pass attempt. He's going to want to forget about that. And rightfully so. So he should. First and 10 from the 11. Got to get a stop on defense, though, here. Wilson on a rollout. Complete to Corey Davis to the 26. First and 10 Jets. Fake the give to Warren. Rolls out and then down the middle. Yeah, into double coverage. Wasn't that great of a deep ball, but he still got it there, but it was still picked off because Claypool allowed it to hit him in the hands, trying to do too much. 1st and 10, handoff Hall, and he gets 3. He's 2nd down and 7. Yeah, don't worry about it. Forget about it. It's in the past. You got to move ahead. Yeah. 2nd and 7. And then another handoff. Breece Hall, nowhere to go. Maybe a yard. 3rd and 6. But Kenny Pickett's in for Pittsburgh quarterback. And hopefully, stay in when they get the ball back on offense. Another big 3rd down. Defense needs to stop. One of these linebackers needs to step the hell up. Highsmith, early on was making plays, going silent like I said, Malik Reed, Miles Jack, Devin Bush, Robert Spillane. Somebody's got to step up. 3rd and 6 from the 30. They bring the house. And it's going to be picked off. Minka Fitzpatrick at the 38. Down the near sideline, it's coming back. Flag on the play. He's in. Touchdown. He might have stepped out around the 10, but there's a flag on the play. All right, so they get another turnover, another interception. What I say about pressure, eventually he's going to turn it over. He just threw it another pick. You got to capitalize off this now. You got good field goal or good field position or field goal range. I'd hope to God you don't have to settle for field goal, though. You should be able to punch it in for 6 and take a lead. Midway through the 3rd. Pass interference on the offense. Probably going to be Klein. Interception for Pittsburgh, 1st and 10. Where they spot him out, though. Oh, they say touchdown, pick 6. All right, so they get a defense touchdown out of it. He didn't step out, so they say. We're going to see replay. I think he did. I think he might have stepped out, but Minka Fitzpatrick now an interception in 3 of the 4 games so far this year. Yeah, pick. And then Minka still gets picked, and then he picks it off. And then maybe at the 5, but then he got in touchdown. So they signal touchdown. You kick the extra point rather than go for 2 here. Make it a 3-point lead. 8:44 to play in the 3rd. Defense steps the hell up when they need to. And another turnover. And Kenny Pickett in the ball game at quarterback. You run the football. You keep it simple for him. Stepped out of bounds to the 4 now, so they take the touchdown off the board. Of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, so they reviewed it as they called a touchdown on the field, so they overturn it. I thought around the 5. They say the 4. 8:45, they had a second. 4-yard line right there. Yeah, he stepped out at the 4 for sure. And then at the 1, and then he, got in touchdown, but he was out. So run the damn ball. Najee Harris. Pound it. Pound the rock. You could even run a play action and run a bootleg, and Pickett walks in for 6. You think the crowd's hot now with him at quarterback? Just wait till you hear that roar. 1st and goal, Steelers from the 4. Out of the gun, Najee in motion. They're going to shuffle pass over the middle to Zach Gentry, and he gets down to the 2. 2nd and goal, Pittsburgh from there. Still 10-6, 8:30 and counting to play in the 3rd quarter. Run it. Run. Halfback power down the middle of their throat. Here we go, Steelers chant as well. Pickett under center. Motion man. Fake the end around. They'll hand off Najee Harris. And he'll be brought down to 1. 3rd and goal from there for Pittsburgh. Sneak it. Sneak it. Get Pickett to make up for his interception and get him a touchdown. You sneak this. 3rd and goal from the half-yard line. They snuck it on 4th and 1 to keep that last drive going before the interception, but then they get an interception on defense. Down inside the 5, goal to go. 3rd and goal now from the half-yard line. You sneak the damn ball. They sneak it, Pickett, push, and he's going to get in. Touchdown Steelers. Kenny Pickett, with his first career NFL touchdown as a member of the black and gold, is on the ground with a quarterback sneak, and they capitalize off of another turnover by the Jets. He didn't get in at first, but then the push from Najee right there, along with Mason Cole. They push him in, touchdown. Yeah, he was stuffed right there, and then boom, they keep pushing. Here's the extra point. Up and good. Steelers lead at 13-10 with 7:18 to play in the 3rd. Pickett still 0 for 1 passing with the interception. Hangman's coming for everybody in green and white. Najee, 13 carries, 47 yards rushing. Pickett with 2 rushes for 3 yards on quarterback sneaks and the touchdown to take the lead. As Trubisky's going to finish today and maybe, ever in his last game as a Steeler if Pickett keeps it up. 7 of 13 for 84 yards passing, an interception, and 3 sacks today. So there's that stat line for you. Pickett technically is 1 for 2 for 2 yards passing and the interception. But the pass would have been caught by Zach Gentry on the shuffle pass. Yeah, to get to the goal to go, hand off to Najee, nothing. And then Pickett sneaks it in. Touchdown, Steelers. So Pickett's 1 of 2 for 2 yards. Does have the interception on his first ever career pass, but then he makes up for it with a rushing touchdown and a quarterback sneak to take the lead. And the Steelers capitalize off of another Jet turnover. So talk about slow and steady. They're on top midway through the 3rd quarter now. And if they can keep it up and continue to keep it simple for him and taking what the defense gives you, he still hasn't, shown a bunch. It's 2 drives and 2 pass attempts with an interception, but then a rushing touchdown. You got to continue to run the football for him. No doubt about it. Defense making plays. Slow start for them, but they've stepped the hell up and they've made plays. Linebackers are still quiet, but it's in the secondary today. 2 interceptions, Cam Sutton and Minkah Fitzpatrick. The Steelers might have just found their savior. And it's number 8, the rookie out of Pitt, and Kenny Pickett. It's 2 drives. It's not even 1 game yet. Hell, let alone a half a game. But he's the spark that they needed. So, defense, of course, still needs to make stops. Offensively, with him at quarterback, just continue to do what you're doing. And run the damn ball. Rely on your special teams. You have ball as well as your kicker. One of the best in the league. They don't have the 2 field goals from him. They're down 3 right now, 10-7. But he made a 51-yard field goal and made a 59-yard field goal. And then Harvin's hurt, so Jordan Berry's punting today. Harvin was dressed on the sideline, though, for whatever reason. So I don't know if they're actually have two punters dressed today or what. Or if they're going to continue to have two punters or what. I don't know. Look more into that. But it's just odd. Okay, Harvin's hurt, and then they signed Jordan Berry, who's punted for them before in the past. Waitman, who they got late last year, he's out in Denver now and bombing away in Mile High. But Harvin was hurt, like I said, bringing Berry to punt, and then Zach Wilson all day to throw, gets rid of it late, incomplete. Almost got sacked by Hayward and Obi-Wan Kenobi. But you got to rely on your special teams. Gunner, of course, okay, 2 muff punts in the 2 home games, but big third down again. You only have 3-point lead. You're not up 30, you're up 3. From the 30, 3rd and 5. And caught over the middle, first down, Jets at the 48. Conklin on the reception again, another fucking 25-yard catch for him. 1st and 10. And linebackers in the middle, Miles Jack, Devin Bush, Spillane, Norwood on the tackle, but not making stops. Yeah. From the 48, Wilson going to hand off. And Jets into Steeler territory. 2nd down and medium. Got an update. Bills, Ravens, Buffalo tying it up at 20, I assume. Yep, 20 apiece. Down in the Charm City. Pittsburgh at Buffalo next Sunday at 1 o'clock. As the Steelers don't play the Ravens until December and New Year's Day. Wilson all day to throw, run around, should have been sacked, throws it out of bounds, incomplete. And Ryan Blaney wins stage 1 of today's NASCAR race over Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Cindric, and didn't catch who finished 5th, but then Stenhouse, Kyle Busch, Larson round out your top 8. Skins cut it to 5, trailed 15-10 at Dallas. Of course, the Pirates. Oh shit, they actually did something. They were down 3-0, but they've tied it up at 3, so 3 apiece in St. Louis against Cardinals. 3rd and 5. Flag on the play, they'll blow it dead. False start, delay game. Yeah, false start, 5 yards, replay it down. Third and 10. Third and 10. Wilson. Incomplete. Big hit to jar the ball loose, and then Miles Jack with the tackle. All right, big hit, jarring it loose, incomplete. Minkle was there to almost pick it off again and run it back, but incomplete, 4th down, the Jets will punt. Boom. And the Jets are on to punt. Gunner on the return, decent return, maybe 5 yards, 10. Be 1st and 10 Pittsburgh with Pickett in at quarterback. 5:07 to play in the 3rd. 13-10 Steelers. First and 10 when we return once again. Thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. I'd like to see that Pickett to Pickens connection sometime today before the game's over, by the way, as well. They got to get Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool going, though. But you got to continue to run the football for him. Rock the Naj and run double deuce 22. Najee Harris, Jalen Warren as well. But check down to Freiermuth. Check down to Zach Gentry. Connor Hayward as well at tight end. So, nothing stupid. Don't be turning it over more. Don't be committing any stupid penalties. Just keep it simple. Run the damn ball. And then run play action off of it. So, 13-10 Pittsburgh. Got two close games, 13-10 and 15-10. What does Pittsburgh do here? From the 18, first and 10 with 5 minutes and 7 seconds to play in the third quarter. Up 3, 13-10 your score. Like I said, I'd run the damn ball. Open it up. You can take your deep shots, but just keep it simple. First and 10, Freiermuth in motion. Fake the give to Najee, and a pass complete to the 30-yard line. Pat Freiermuth, first down and 10 Steelers for a 12-yard pickup. Out of Penn State. Pitt to Penn State connection as well. So you can hell to we are. First and 10 Steelers. Pickett, hands off, Najee Harris. Najee Harris, first down run out past the 45. 13-yard first down. Keep doing it. One after another. Another update. What do we got? Browns, Falcons from Hot Atlanta. Nick Chubb with another rushing touchdown. Browns 20-17 against Falcons. Pickett looking to throw. Complete to Freiermuth again. 3-4 yards, second and a medium. Pitt to Penn State while you're at it. We can call that the PP or the Dick connection, if you will. Second and 6 Steelers. From the 48, Claypool motions out top of your screen. They'll run 22. Najee, nowhere to go. Second and, or make it third and 6.
Seconds to play in the third quarter, where the Pittsburgh Steelers have taken control and have a 3-point lead. They are now looking at 3rd and 6. Freiermuth has been the biggest target so far in this game. He's had 7 targets. He's got 6 points. Next in
Poker. They're going all in on 3rd and 6. Deep ball, roll out. Pickett going to tuck it and run. Kenny Pickett going to slide and get the first down out of bounds. They're rolling now. First down. Hey, nobody's open. Why not tuck it and run? Offense is moving. He's all smiles. Very loud Kenny chants as well. Warren in the ballgame at tailback. Gunner in motion, end around. No, Pickett. Hand off to 30, Jalen Warren. Lowers a shoulder, gets a yard. 2nd and 9. 2:05 and counting to play in the 3rd. From the 40 out of the gun, empty set. Maybe a quarterback draw. Quick pass near side. Complete to Pickens. There's the Pickett to Pickens for 8. Pickett to Pickens, that's a PP. Pickens to Pat Fryermuth, that's a PP. So Penn State on the receiving end of Pitt, the Penn State Pitt connection, the Pitt to Georgia connection. Yeah, just, call it the Dick connection while you're at it. Pickett to Pickens and Pickett to Pat. And we'll see if Peter picked, however the saying goes, peppers, pickles. That's back to Pickens for another Steeler first down. A Pittsburgh Steeler first down. 3rd and 4, 15 yards, first down Steelers. Both feet in, pushed out, he caught it, 1st and 10. Yep, that's a catch. Hurry up, ain't gonna matter. Pass. Oh, nice one-handed snag, but he dropped it, incomplete. Intended for Pickens again. All right, go to somebody else. Go to Pat. Go to Fryermuth. Where the hell is Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool at? That's what I want to know. And I'm surprised they haven't run a damn fucking screen today. A running back, halfback screen on the backfield. Najee Harris, Jalen Warren. Got a flag on the play. Another ineligible man downfield. Mason Cole still the lone Steeler offensive lineman and not have a penalty called against him. First and 15 after the penalty. Excuse me there. From the 27. Pickett going to hand off. Najee Harris to the 23 for about 5. Get the penalty yardage back. The 2nd and 10. That should do it for the 3rd quarter, though. They'll switch ends, and they'll be going towards the river. So you can take me to the river, and hopefully you can sink some. But Pittsburgh up 13-10, looking to take down the Jets here this NFL Week 4 Sunday. 13-10 at the end of 3. Once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Zach Wilson's 8 of 24 for $124 and 2 interceptions that Pittsburgh has capitalized off of. Brees Hall, 12 for 46 on the ground. Trubisky's done here today, and maybe for the foreseeable future, if Pickett can, take the reins. Even though they both thrown an interception. Trubisky was 7 of 13, 84 yards in the interception, sacked 3 times. Pickett's 5 of 6, 38 yards. So near perfect. The lone incompletion was on his first ever pass attempt, which was intercepted, but then they get the rushing touchdown out of it as the defense got him the ball back with an interception from the Jets. So Pickett has 3 carries, 10 yards, and a first down. Scrambled and got a first down pickup on this drive as well. Najee Harris, 16 carries, 67 yards rushing. Jalen Warren, 3 of 18. Fryman, 6 of 67. Pickens, 449. So just them in the receiving game. No Johnson, no Claypool, but this was the spark they needed. And if he starts next week, his first ever career start will be on the road at Buffalo, as they're knotted up with Baltimore right now at 20 apiece. But they look, honestly, or at least they're playing totally different with him in at quarterback. Shows you sometimes what one person can do. But they got to continue to run the football for him. You know? And like I said, when Trubisky was in there, like, he wasn't playing bad up until today. And then it became consistently bad. And then they make the change, and rightfully so. Steeler Nation's been hammering for it since they drafted his ass, for God's sake. So he's finally in. And, you know, with that being said, just don't do anything stupid. Do not do anything stupid. If this defense can, you know, keep them in it up until the offense gets rolling, how it's always been, they're always going to have a chance. And that's how, you know, today's game has gone. But with Pickett, as he hands off Najee Harris on 2nd and 11, 3 yards to the 20, make it 3rd and 8 as we begin the fourth quarter. You know, couldn't have been playing much worse than Trubisky was, and now we're seeing that they're perfectly fine with him in at quarterback. They don't look like a totally different team because it's the same players other than him, but they do, because, as just mentioned, he was the spark they needed, and they're playing with that edge now. Chip on their shoulder. 3rd and 8, Pickett gets drilled, but completes a dime over the middle to Freiermuth down at the 2. 1st and goal, Pittsburgh at the 2-yard line. Some trash talk, but hey, you want to hit me like that? Go right ahead. Fuck you. I'll still deliver it over the middle on a dime, on a fucking rope, to Freiermuth, his go-to target. Boom. And he still makes the pass and catch. Yeah. Pickett needed that, though, too. You might be playing good, but you're not going to start playing great until you get fucking hit like that. 1st and goal at the 2. Maybe an end around to Claypool. Handoff. Fake the give to Najee. Pickett going to run it in. And he dives. Touchdown Steelers. Kenny Pickett with 2 rushing touchdowns today. 19-10 pending the upcoming extra point. And Heinz Field is going absolutely bonkers. And I said earlier that if, you know, they don't make a change, it can get worse. This, you know, City might not be left standing by the end of the month. Well, they keep it up playing this well. City still might look like that, you know, come a few weeks from now. Definitely tonight if they can, you know, hold on to this one now. Very loud Kenny chants, and rightfully so. And the extra point's up and good. Yeah. 20-10, 13:36 to play. They scored 20 unanswered. Thank you, Greg Gumbel. 20-10 with 13.5 to play. 2 field goals by Boswell, and then 2 rushing touchdowns by Kenny Pickett in the second half. And they take a 10-point lead. And this defense has the Jets up against the fucking wall, begging for their life right now. They might as well just go hop on their jet and get out of Dodge and go back to New York or East Rutherford. Of course, where MetLife's at, but of course their facilities in New York. Yeah, they're only one of 3 teams with the Giants and the Skins who are named after one state playing another, or a district, if you will. But yeah, Kenny Pickett, man. That's the thing. Like, I'm not gonna say they could be 4-0 right now, but like because you don't know how the games would have went with the 2 games they lost. But at that point in time, Trubisky wasn't playing, that bad up until today, and then they make the move coming out of halftime, and rightfully so. And they've looked like a totally different team. They're playing like a totally different team this second half with Pickett in at quarterback. Like, that's my guy, like one of those. And if they can continue to run the football with him at quarterback, and they can get the ball to their playmakers, like Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, no catches today, which like is a shock. You'd think at least maybe 1 or 2, if anything, but nothing. They've been targeted, but no catches. But Fry moved over the middle. Saw what he did at Penn State firsthand. Saw what he did last year in his rookie year with Ben at quarterback. He's a check down receiver. He's reliable. And if Pickett keeps it up, I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself right now. It's only a fucking quarter play, not even a full half, let alone a full game. Like, moving ahead, they keep it up. They still got a tough stretch coming up, but throw it out there. You got an Offensive Rookie of the Year award, don't you? Yeah. Hoo-wee. Chills. They're playing with passion. They got some fight in them now. They got that boost, that spark of energy they needed with Kenny Pickett. But just keep running the football, and Pickett, 2 rushing touchdowns, I might add, but then also, airing it out for very little, but, consistently been good. Of course, they go to the Steelers' Spanish broadcast on the radio for the interception return for the touchdown, but then, Pickett scored the rushing touchdown on the sneak and then ran it in on the last drive, and they had scored 20 unanswered, took a 20-10 lead. 1st and 10, Jets from the 19, 13:30 to play, but just take what the defense gives you. He's going to stand in the pocket, and he played in a pro-style offense in college at Pitt. Mark Whipple got the Nebraska offense coordinator job. Of course, Scott Frost fired. Cornhuskers looking for a new head coach. But, Pickett, because of Pitt and now being a Steeler, like, it just, of course, means more to the city in that regard because of that. But just knock on wood, hopefully he doesn't get hurt by any means. Because then they'll be fucked. Because then you have Mason Rudolph backing up Mr. Trubisky. I don't even want to go there. I don't even know why I thought it, let alone said it. But I'll digress. 2nd and 8, handoff, no gain on the play. Hayward on the tackle. But no, just for him to, keep checking him down to Freiermuth, take what the defense gives him. And then you air it out. Defense plays like this. Watch the hell out is what I'm getting at. Okay, long story short. Watch the hell out for the Steelers. If Pickett can continue to play, contingent on that, if Pickett continue to play the way he is right now in this second half, and they can build off of this 20-10 lead right now and potential win against the Jets today to move forward. We'll maybe look back at this game later on this year. This is when it all changed. And then rest of the NFL, watch the hell out. But it's still a small sample size because it's, not even a half of football, let alone a full game for that matter. And then the defense in the meantime gives up a big 3rd down conversion. So 1st and 10 Jets. But and I even said at the start of the year, with whoever's playing at quarterback, because it doesn't matter. As long as the Steelers have a running game and are playing good defense, they're going to be in every single game down to the wire. That's why the Steelers are always in games like that, because that's how they play football. And they haven't had a losing season since 2003, I might add, okay? They've had 3 Super Bowl appearances and 2 Super Bowl wins in that span as well. coming off another playoff appearance last year in Roethlisberger's final season, and now a rookie quarterback in Kenny Pickett taking over for Mitch Trubisky, who was going to be the bridge after signing a 2-year deal. But you draft Pickett. You didn't draft him to let him sit. And now he's in, and like I said, they look like a totally different team. They're playing like a totally different team with him at quarterback. He was the spark they needed, and they got it. But how do you build off of this moving forward? I know I'll probably repeat some of what I'm saying now later on as we recap this game in 11 minutes and 16 seconds, but and I even said at the start of the year, too, that with the North, the AFC North, the division the Steelers are in, because the Jets are going to finish probably dead last in the East. You got the Bills, the Patriots, and the Dolphins in no particular order because they've all beaten up on each other so far this year. But Pittsburgh, of course, goes to Buffalo next week. They hosted the Patriots, lost to them 2 weeks ago, beating up on the Jets today. They go to Miami on a Sunday night, a week before Halloween. Third down for the Jets here again. But with the North, the Bengals, of course, coming off a Super Bowl appearance. The Ravens are still there. Deshaun Watson going to be coming back with the Browns, playing good at some point in time later on. And then Pittsburgh's still there. I'm just saying, watch the hell out. 3rd and 14. Wilson going to tuck it and run. And then Millette and Hayward bring them down to 39. Going to be short. 4th down. They'll punt. They're going to have to. It'll be a long-ass field goal unless they go for it here on 4th and 9, give or take. 4th and 7. 4th and 7 for the Jets. And they're going to go for it, and rightfully so. I mean, under 10 to play, you're down 10. I mean, you sort of have to. Unless you think your defense can get the hell off the field, which they haven't been able to. Pickett in at quarterback for the Steelers. 4th and 7, Jets going for it, and it's caught. Of course, they give a fucking first down. Corey Davis. Simple slant over the middle, and first down, New York. 9:39 and counting to play. Game ain't over by any means just yet. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. There's still a lot of football to be played. Because these teams have timeouts and 2-minute warning to come, and it's only a 10-point game. As it was earlier, Pittsburgh scoring 20 answered then. But it's not like you're out 50. It seems like a lot of close games in the NFL today from looking at the scoreboard. But 1st and 10 for New York. Ball at the 17-yard line. Motion man is the tight end. They'll run it. Breece Hall, good block by Cart. And then he lowers the shoulder and gets in. Touchdown Jets. That's a touchdown. They're going to mark him short out of bounds. All right, 1st and goal at the 2. Get a defensive stand. Get a goal line stand. Yeah, he's out there at the 2. That's a good call. Where's the ball at, though? You didn't need a side angle of that. Out, yeah, he's not in. The ball's at the half-yard line. So 1st and goal, Jets inside the 2. Go on defense. Under centers, Wilson. He'll hand off Michael Carter. And he gets in, touchdown, but there's a whistle. Flag on the play, and a false start, so they'll replay the down. Penalties have killed the Jets today, no doubt about it. Penalties honestly have killed both teams, but Pittsburgh's been able to, move forward and forget about it. The Jets' penalties have been on, big plays, either for them or against them. And in the name of Pittsburgh having a 10-point lead, the Jets got a 1st and goal after a false start. Back at the 7-yard line now. Make it the 6. Handoff, fake the give, actually. Wilson looking to throw. Sidearms, it's batted down, incomplete by Minkah Fitzpatrick. 2nd and goal from there. Another flag on the play. Jesus Christ, refs. Yeah, eligible man downfield. 5 yards, they'll replay the down again and be first and goal back at the 11. Which, yeah, you take that penalty. You don't want to decline that and give them second goal from the 6 after the incompletion. So first and goal, Jets at the 11. Out of the gun. Screen. He threw it a little too far in front of him, incomplete. Second and goal from the same spot. So second and goal, Gangrene. 8:16 to play, down 10. How about another interception? Another turnover for Steeler defense. Bubble screen, it's caught, and they bring him down to 5. Minka, along with a shoelace tackle, make the stop. Third and goal, Jets from the 5-yard line. Under 8 to play. Another big third down. I mean, force them to a field goal if you can. Because then if you can, drive and score with a field goal or a touchdown, make another 2-score game with not that much time left, even with them having timeouts, 2-minute warning, should be out of reach. Whereas if you give up a touchdown here, okay, field goal for you goes up 6, touchdown. Good fucking God. Corey Davis on a slant, touchdown Jets. So, yeah, give him a touchdown here. You get a field goal, you're only up 6, as I was about ready to say. But then if you score and touchdown, okay, you're up 10 again. It's back to them being under pressure. This defense today, they've made stops, but then sometimes on big plays they've given up, some big first downs, unfortunately. And the Jets scored. So 20-16, big extra point with 7:31 to play. And kicks good. 20-17 Steelers. 7:31 to play. Black and gold getting the ball back. 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning. Gonna need touchdown to put the game away. Because you kick a field goal, you go up 6. Give them the ball back with time and timeouts. I mean, game-winning touchdown for them would win it. And they did just that at Cleveland the Sunday before you went to Cleveland and lost on a Thursday night a week and a half ago. So both teams are 1-2, coming down to the wire as thought. It's 20-17 Steelers. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Something's got to give, but offensively for Pittsburgh, like I said, defensively, yeah, they've made some stops today, but they've also given up some big plays when they should have got some stops, you would have thought. But Steelers' offense looks like a totally different team. They're playing totally different with Kenny Pickett and quarterback, and rightfully so. No offense to Mitch Trubisky, but 3.5 games, and you weren't cutting it, you weren't getting it done. Once again, you didn't draft Kenny Pickett for nothing. Let him sit for a full fucking year. No way. Not when you need a, spark on offense, and then he's just that, and then they scored 20 unanswered before giving him a touchdown there. But you have a lead at home. Hear me out. Say it again, as I always do anyway. Home or away. You have a lead late in the 4th fucking quarter. Run the damn ball. Rock the Naj. Run 22 down their throat. And just don't turn it over, whatever you do. No penalties, no turnovers. Run the damn ball and then open up the play action. Check it down to your playmakers. Get the ball to your playmakers in space. I'm surprised Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool don't have a catch yet today. They've been targeted a few times with no catches. So maybe now's their time to step up and shine. But Pat Freiermuth, the Pitt to Penn State connection, okay? Also the Pickett to Pickens connection is a key one to watch. But also you got Zach Gentry and Connor Hayward as well. But yeah, DJ Claypool and Pickens. And we'll see what it gives. But just once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description. And it'll be 1st and 10 Steelers after this kickoff here. Here we go, Steelers. Exactly. This weather is nothing. This is perfect. It's cooled down the past 2 weeks in central and western PA, but, mid-50s, little breeze. Perfect. Touchback by Gunner. And 1st and 10, Steelers at 25. As they preview what's still to come on CBS later on today, as we already went over all that, but here we go. What do you got? Run the damn ball. Make them call their timeouts. Work clock. You run the damn ball and work clock. Okay? 1st and 10, Pittsburgh from the 25. Pickett rolls out. It's caught. Deontay Johnson. And he gets out to past the 30 to 31 for 6. 2nd and 4. His first catch of the game. Be 2nd and 4, Pittsburgh. They waited forever last week to go to Freiermuth. They're waiting forever to go to Deontay Johnson today. Next week, I don't want to say it, but who's next? Somebody steps up and make a play, though. You work clock, run the damn ball. 2nd and 4. Najee to Pickett's right, out of the gun, left to right across Delvin, screen ready on Iodal. From the 30. Bubble screen, complete to the other side. Same fucking play. Back to Deontay Johnson, just to the other side. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. On a 5-yard reception on 3rd and 4. Deontay Johnson a little slow to get up, but he gets up. Be 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. Now you're on the football. Please run the damn ball. Please. Don't turn it over. Whatever you do not turn the damn ball over. They show the Steelers offense with Trubisky and then Pickett. And the total yardage is just off by about 6 yards, but everything else is a positive. From yards per play, the points scored, and all the first downs they've gotten. 1st and 10, they fake the give. They're going to go deep. Pickett going to roll out near side. 1st and 10 from the 36. He will roll out and then get pushed out of bounds. That's a fucking 15-yard late hit. So he gets pushed out of bounds. It'll be 2nd down and 6, 7, give or take. See a replay here. And he's holding onto the ball like a loaf of bread, which ain't a good thing. That's right there on the out-of-bounds line, so that's a good no call for a late hit. 2nd and 7. Any other time, they'd be throwing the fucking flag, though. So, Derek Watt in the ball game in motion. Handoff Najee. And on 2nd and 7, they get about 4. It'll be 3rd and 3. Do not snap this ball until under 5 minutes to play. You got about a 9-second differential between the game clock and play clock. 3rd and 3 out of the gun. All right, go. They get it off 3rd and 3. Fade far side. And George Pickens goes up and makes the catch. Pickett to Pickens for a Steeler 1st down. They'll move the sticks again, and in jet territory they go. Touchdown's going to seal the deal. Field goal, Jets still have a chance, but balls. 3rd and 3. When honestly, I probably would have ran it if not run a screen game. I don't know why they haven't run a fucking screen game today, but they haven't. Toss, fuck it. God damn it. Fumbled by Jalen Warren, but he recovers. And they'll lose a few, but 2nd down. So take your time. Patience. Okay? Got all fucking day. It's not even 4 o'clock yet. 4:09 to play and counting. 2nd and 15. So loss of 5, but get to third and manageable. Run a fucking draw. Go over the middle to one of your tight ends. I'd run a screen. I don't know why they haven't run a screen. They normally, by this point in time in the game, would have ran 30 halfback screens. Trips in a bunch near side. Pickett looking to throw. And then comes back near side. Hyde or Freiermuth and is fucking picked off again. God fucking damn it. Jesus Christ. Why are you throwing to begin with? And then that's on Freiermuth. Both interceptions by Pickett haven't been his fault. They hit the receivers in the hands, popped up in the air, and picked off. Good defense by the Jets. God damn. Now the defense is going to have to fucking win in the game. Going to have to get another turnover and get the hell off the field. 5 total turnovers today. Jesus Christ. He seems like the more he throws, the more interceptions he's going to have. And rightfully so. There's Hall of Famers who also have that stat. So it doesn't fucking matter. Forget about it. Defense has to make a play. Wilson over the middle, caught by Corey Davis. He stepped up at receiver for them in the second half, no doubt about it. 1st and 10 Jets at midfield. Good God, come on. You're going to let this game slip away after everything that's happened so far? They got too far ahead of themselves on that drive. They did. Like I said, I don't know why, honestly, you're throwing on a play like that. I didn't mind a screen, but they don't run a screen. Why on 2nd and 15, why aren't you fucking... That's 2 plays in a row with 2 turnovers. Because, the fumble got down -5 yards. And then, he throws the interception. So, I guess it was coming, but still, at the same point in time... Run a fucking draw. Run the damn ball. Work clock. No, they can't even take, how much time off the clock. Jets got it 2nd and 12, 2:25 and counting with 3 timeouts. Pittsburgh also still has 3 timeouts too and a 3-point lead, but 2-minute warning to come. Jets score a touchdown. They win this game. Field goal ties it. We go to overtime. Defense has to get a stop. Slant over the middle caught by Breece Hall. 3rd down. 3rd and about 5. And with 2 minutes to play, the Steelers, 3rd and 6 officially. 2 minutes to play now. Steelers lead it by 3, 20-17. So, like I said earlier, too, gonna be one of those games down to the wire. Potential turnover late. We've had 5 already, 3 by the Steelers, 2 by the Jets. That's inexcusable, no doubt about it. But who's stepping up and making a play on defense? Cam Hayward's been quiet in the middle up front. The Marvin Leal was making some plays, but he's gone silent, just like Alex Highsmith. I'd watch out for Highsmith coming off the edge. Hell, even Malik Reed. But in the middle, if they bring pressure, which when they brought in pressure, that's when Zach Wilson's made mistakes. But also, you got to be able to cover. You don't want to give up a big play. Miles Jack, Devin Bush, Robert Spillane. Keep an eye out for those 3. Remember their name. Hell, even Jameer Jones. Sutton and Minka have the interceptions. But in the back end, with Millette and Pierre making plays too, I've said Levi Wallace's name a few times for the wrong reason today. I'd also watch out for Levi Wallace on this next play or the next few plays for the Jets. 3rd and 6 with 2 minutes to play. They trail by 3, 20-7 Steelers. So we'll see what happens. Something's got to give. They got to make a stop. Force them to a field goal if they're going to convert and get a 1st down here, but then hold them again, and then get the ball back under 2 minutes. Whereas we're at the 2-minute warning right now. The Steelers lead by 3. If they tie it at 20, okay, still have a chance before overtime. If you get to overtime, all right. They've already won it overtime this year. So, going to be another, as it's a 3-point game right now. I mean, they won by 3, lost by 3. Not going to count a 12-point loss last Thursday, but more so a 5-point loss. Or a 6-point loss. It was 23-17 before that last touchdown as time expired. But, I mean, final score is final score, but you watch it, you know what happened. So, 1-score games for the Steelers. Here we are again. Crowd on their feet. Hopefully the hangman's coming for Zach Wilson. Gonna send him back to Provo, where he can hunt his cougars. Or his mom's best friend. Big third down, maybe the play of the game. 3rd and 6 from the 46. 2 minutes to play. Steelers lead by 3, 20-17. Wilson fakes it. Over the middle, it's caught. First down, Conklin. First down, Jets. Jesus Christ. Now an injured Steeler, Minkah Fitzpatrick. God damn. Motherfucker. Got a shootout in Motown. Jesus Christ. Seahawks Lions 41-38. Hopefully he took the over in that. But like I said, it seems like a lot of close games in the NFL today. As Tomlin comes out to check on his star DB. We'll get more into this week 4 in the NFL later on tonight for Sunday Night Football. Live watch along reaction, so be sure to tune back in. But okay, a 2-score game, a 3-point game, an 8-point game, a 3-point game, a tie game, a 10-point game. The Falcons won by 3 over the Browns. The Titans won by 7 at Indy. Philly won by 8 at home over Jacksonville. And then earlier today, of course, following the Bengals' 12-point win, 2-score game at home on Thursday night against the Dolphins, the Vikings won on a field goal earlier. So a lot of close games today, week 4 in the NFL. With, of course, still to come, you got the Patriots and Packers, along with the Cardinals and Panthers, Broncos, Raiders, Sunday Night Football, Chiefs, Bucks, Monday Night Football tomorrow night, Rams, 49ers. So, once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Let me know in the comments below who you think's going to win this game. But Minkah walks off under his own power. He's on the sideline. He's going to miss at least 1 play here, maybe 2. Seems like it's a lower body injury. But he might have just got the wind knocked out of him, though, too. 1st and 10, New York from the 38. Here we go. Wilson bubble screen to Wilson. Garrett Wilson, the rookie out of Ohio State. And then Hayward, and the flag on the play, makes a tackle. This might be coming back for a hold. 10 yards, replay down. Legal block on the back. Yep, that's a good call. It opened the hole. So they'll replay down, 1st down. First and 20 back at the 48. They need the 28. As Heinz Field is on their feet, standing up and shouting. 1st and 20, Zach Wilson. They get to him late, dump off on a screen, and then Millette makes the tackle. Be 2nd down, 1.5 to play. God, come on, defense. Because this offense ain't going to get the ball back, it looks like. Timeout. Cam Hayward's down hurt now. So they're going to have to burn another timeout. They'll have 1 remaining. He's probably just cramping up. Probably just like Minkah. Because now it's starting to get hot out because the sun's out. Yeah, for the field goal, 3-point lead, unless it be 17-17 right now. That's right. Yep, that is the difference. No doubt about it. Hail Mary, roughing the passer right there. It was intercepted and then returned for a good amount. But yeah, they throw the penalty. Steelers kick a field goal from 59 yards out to get down to 4 at halftime, 10-6. Scored 20 and answer, took a 20-10 lead. Lead by 3 right now at 20-17. If they don't have that field goal, I mean, yeah, we're tied at 17, so that is the difference. Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, we're going to walk off, but... Okay, Minka's back, but Hayward's out. So, Alulu, DeMarvin Leal, Adams as well, new step up. You know, even Larry, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ogunjobi, Wormley. You know, Loudermilk's inactive, but Highsmith coming off the edge. Malik Reed and the backers, Miles Jack, Devin Bush, Robert Spillane. But bring the pressure, force a turnover. Seal the deal. Whatever you do, don't give a big play. 2nd and 9. Wilson over the middle, caught at the 20 by Davis with Devin Bush on the fucking coverage, of course. They say he caught it 1st and 10. The Jets have 3 timeouts in 1:15. When if the Steelers get the ball back here, if they give them a field goal or a touchdown, you know, they'll have 1 timeout in under a minute to play, needing either a field goal to tie or a field goal to win. Special teams. 2nd and 5, Jets from the 15. Wilson out of the gun, going to hand off. And then at about a yard or so, flag on the play, might be coming back. 45 seconds to play, 20-17 Steelers. Touchdown's going to win it for the Jets. Field goal to tie to force overtime. Holding on the Steeler defense on Wormley, or Alulu, excuse me, not 95, 94. Good God. From the 9, 1st and 10 Jets. 1st and goal Jets from the 9. Field goal ties, touchdown wins at 45 seconds. Because Steelers get the ball back, a timeout, I mean, oh, God. And then it'll be the turnovers that cost them. When the turnovers cost the Jets early, but then they found a way to win. Wilson in motion. Zach Wilson going to hand off, though. And then Breece Hall down to the 2. And they've got 3 timeouts. I'll call one with 38 seconds, you would have to think. Maybe wind clock. There's a 2-second differential between the game clock and play clock. They might drain this for a field goal, but a touchdown's going to win it for the Jets. Oh, my God. Come on, defense. They call timeout with 18 seconds. Timeout Jets with 18 seconds. Just why? Why? Yeah, because this will go back to the second Pickett interception. The play call. That why are you throwing? Run the damn ball and work clock like I was saying, but no. And then they are driving and, you know, looking to score a game-winning touchdown now, for God's sakes. Come on. Buffalo defeats Baltimore 23-20. Pittsburgh's got to go to the Bills next Sunday. We'll play the Ravens until later on this year in December and January, but here today, 2nd goal for the Jets from the 2. Wilson going to hand off. Breece Hall. He fumbled. And Pittsburgh recovers. They're going to say he's down, though. They say touchdown, though. Got 9 seconds. They're going to have to look at this. And New York's going to want a timeout. But wind the fucking clock, yeah. They're going to want a timeout. Robert Sala is standing on the fucking 3-yard line over the field. Fumbled it forward, recovered it at the 1. Jets call timeout. So, 2nd goal from the 1. Let's see a replay of this. Yeah, he fumbled it before he was down, before his left shoulder hit the goal line for the end zone, or else that'd be a touchdown. And then it looked like Pittsburgh recovered. It looked like Highsmith was there to recover it. Yeah, fumbled it. And then it looked like right there Pittsburgh was going to recover with Minka. Yeah, that ball's loose. That's a fumble. No doubt about it. And then the Jets luckily recover for themselves. But it looked like, yeah, Pittsburgh recovered it for a second, but they didn't. Be goal to go for the Jets with 9 seconds to play, and a touchdown wins it for them here. Previous plays under further review. Yeah, calling the field is short. It's a touchdown now. Oh, come on. That's a fucking fumble. 16 seconds on the clock, so they give them time. That ball is out. That's a fumble. But now they say touchdown it because they looked at it. They reviewed it. All right, you can't do anything about that. And now this is a crucial extra point because it makes it a 4-point lead. And then the Steelers with one timeout and 16 seconds, more like, 12 seconds or so once they get the ball back, if, they get a return out of it, going to need a touchdown to win rather than a field goal to tie. So the Jets score with fucking 16 seconds left. When it was a fumble, but then they reviewed it, and it's a touchdown. When the ball was clearly out. His shoulder did not hit or cross the goal line, so to speak, until after the ball was fumbled at the 1. So, Zebras, just as they fucked the Steelers against the Patriots in the first quarter that day 2 weeks ago, with the punt fielded inbounds for a fumble, let alone a safety, yet they said touchback. Patriots drove and kicked the field goal on that drive, and they won by 3. There's this. Okay, maybe they still punch it in, but now they say touchdown, and now Pittsburgh down 4 with the extra point up and good. So Pittsburgh with one timeout and under 20 seconds to go. Going to have to drive and score a touchdown to win this game now with Kenny Pickett in at quarterback. So he made up for his one interception with a rushing touchdown. Let's see if he can make up for his second. That set up this Jet touchdown drive because they were throwing the ball when they should have been running it and working clock to potentially drive and score here and win the game as time expires. Jets up 24-20 with 16 seconds to play. Oh my God. You got to be kidding me right now. They'll squib it. If they don't, they're stupid. They kick it deep, and it'll be a touchback. So 1st and 10 Steelers from the 25. 16 seconds, down 4 with a timeout. Here comes number 8, Kenny Pickett. Touchdown wins it for Pittsburgh. Field goal ain't going to cut it. Need a touchdown. Use the sideline. It's your friend. You got one timeout. You might get 3 plays if you're lucky. But here we go. Even with the quarterback change, they might not get it done. Because then the defense, even though they made stops, they broke at the end. Unless they, score here and find a way to win. The play calling on offense on the last drive, just, why are you throwing when you should have been running it and working clock? From the 25, 1st and 10, Pickett. It'll be caught. George Pickens at the 48 out past midfield. Get down to the 48, 8 seconds. You probably got to call your timeout. Be first down unless you want to get up there and clock it real quick. But they call their timeout. You got to use the sidelines now. You got to use the damn sidelines. It's your friend in this situation. Run a couple out routes to the sideline. But the Jets are going to go in the middle of the fucking field. So you go deep down the middle of the field, and hopefully you can, run it in then at that point, or maybe run out of bounds. 8 seconds for number 8, Kenny Pickett. 1st and 10 Steelers with 48, down 4, 24-20. Steelers, no timeouts. They'd be throwing a Hail Mary with Mitch with 8 seconds, but I don't think with Pickett they will. Jets call timeout. Make sure they're set on defense. 8 seconds, you might get 2 plays. You might get 2 plays. So maybe you do throw a Hail Mary, but just, man. We get bonus coverage on Fox. following Dallas' win over Washington. Seattle is up 48-38 at Detroit.
And even coming into this game, all indications said that we were going to see Pickett. We didn't see him practice. We didn't see him throw the ball on Friday.
But he's in now, so that's all that matters.
At the right time. We had a chance now to see Zach Wilson for the first time this year and see if he had any roster, see how he's been able to grow from season 1 to season 2. So then
Here we go. 1st and 10 Steelers from the 48. Down 4, 8 seconds to play with no timeouts. Got to get the hell out of bounds. Trips near side, out of the gun. Pickett. Gonna heave it. Here's the Hail Mary. Into the end zone. And it'll be caught, but by the Jets. It's intercepted. And as time expires, the Jets will beat the Steelers 24-20. Good God. So even with the quarterback change and scoring 20 unanswered after being down 10-0, Boswell with a 51 and a 59-yard field goal. Momentum coming out of halftime with that field goal and making the quarterback change from Mitch Trubisky to Kenny Pickett. You know, a decent running game. Pickett with 2 rushing touchdowns, as Pittsburgh's 20 points were 2 Boswell field goals for 50-plus and 2 rushing touchdowns from number 8, Kenny Pickett. The defense made stops when needed, but then the defense also gave up big plays and broke at the end of the game. And the Jets punch it in with 16 seconds and go up 24-20. And Pittsburgh then gets 2-3 plays off. Hail Mary's intercepted in the end zone as time expires. And the Jets defeat the Steelers 24-20 today. They had it. And then they let it slip away. Just absolutely pathetic with the play calling on that last offensive drive was the main reason at the end of the game why they lost this game. But of course they didn't do enough early though too, even though they, had the spark after Pickett got in, and then the defense broke. Nobody stepped up at fucking linebacker today. Hayward was quiet in the middle. Okay, Zach Wilson had a few interceptions to Cam Sutton and Minka Fitzpatrick. But then Chase Claypool held without a catch. Deontay Johnson had, 2 catches for maybe 25 yards. Pat Freiermuth, the leading target, and rightfully so for both quarterbacks. It's Pickett's team moving forward. If they can continue to run the football for him, they'll be perfectly fine, but this defense is going to have to step the hell up. The play calling on that next last offensive drive, though, with Pickett's second interception, lost them the game. When they were throwing with, 5-6 minutes to play, when they should have been running and working clock, making the Jets call their timeouts, hoping they'd get the ball back. But no, you throw an interception, and then you can't stop them on defense. They drive, they score, and the Jets win. Even with a Hail Mary from yourself at the end of the game, it's also picked off. So Pickett technically had 3 interceptions in his first ever NFL game today. And that was just in the second half because Trubisky started and, played up until halftime, and then Pickett came in the third quarter. Wilson had a couple of interceptions. Turnovers were key. They were. Shit ton of penalties, I might add. But the turnovers. Pittsburgh early was able to capitalize off of the Jets' mistakes, and then late the Jets were able to capitalize off the Steelers' mistakes. So a tough loss, to say the least, for the black and gold today. Disappointing finish. They got a tough stretch coming up. They got to go to Buffalo next Sunday. I'll have live watch-along reactions live here on YouTube. Then I did audio only today, just because I did audio only yesterday for Penn State football as well, after a technical difficulty that I talked about then with being able to watch the game. Of course, that doesn't affect NFL football, though, except for on Monday nights, unless a deal gets reached. But they got a tough stretch coming up. Buffalo beat Baltimore 23-20. So the Jets do go 2-2 to start the year, and 2-2 against the NFC North, or AFC North, excuse me, as the NFC North leading Packers will host the Patriots coming up here shortly on CBS. But they, Jets, this is, beat the Browns and beat the Steelers, whereas they lost to the Bengals and Ravens, whereas Pittsburgh beat Cincinnati but lost to Cleveland and now are on a 3-game losing streak after winning week 1 in overtime. In a game, honestly, they could have lost, let alone tied. You know, they could be 0-3-1 or 0-4 right now, but they're 1-3. They go on the road next week to Buffalo, but then after that, it ain't going to get any easier either. They get Tampa Bay, along with going to Miami and Philly before a bye week. So 1-3, could be 1-7 come Halloween weekend. You know, could be 4-3 as they were mid to late October, early November as well last year, right there in the middle of the pack, or anywhere in between. You know, good or bad. Frustrating still, no doubt about it. Disappointing to say the least. Tough loss at the end of the day. But it is what it is. The standard's still a standard, though, and they need to, at this point, find a way to get over the hump. They need to find a way to win these close games. They win by 3. They lose by 3. They lose by 12 last Thursday, but we're saying 6 because of the late touchdown as time expired. And then they lose by 4 today. All one-score games. They're right there. They are right there at the finish. But then they play second fiddle. So, no doubt about it, Pickett's your starting quarterback. Help him out in the run game. Thank God they went to Pat Freiermuth as much as they did, or else it would have been, you know, even uglier on offense than what it was. But when Pickett came in, offensively at least, they started playing and looking like a totally different team than what we've seen the first month of the year. And that's a good sign for what's to come. If only the defense, you know, would make some plays when the game's on the line. They normally do, but today they didn't. Just don't make a habit out of it. You know, because early they weren't making plays. They got down 10-0. And then they scored 20 unanswered. And then let the Jets come back and score 14 unanswered and win the game by 4, 24-20. Your final score. Jets beat the Steelers. Yeah, the defensively, you know, they were giving up stuff early, and then, you know, from the middle of the game on until, you know, they gave up the 14 unanswered by the Jets, they were making stops left and right, it felt like. But then they, you know, gave up, you know, 2 scores when the game was on the line, and it sucks when you lose, no doubt about it. And this one's going to leave a sour taste for a little while, because this game could have been and still could be, depending on what's to come with how they play moving forward. You look back at it, okay, this is when the season changed, for better or worse. They got to find a way to win these close games. They have to. Because if they don't, they're going to be in trouble. And that's why I said, I don't care who's playing quarterback. You have to have a running game. And they do have one to an extent with Najee Harris. Okay? And they did do a better job on defense today of stopping the run. But then they also gave up, some touchdowns. Now, it did look like that was a fumble at the goal line before they said he was down, but then they looked at it and said touchdown, and Pittsburgh gets it back with a timeout. And, very little time, 16 seconds to, get the snap off a few times, and then ball game. So in the win for the Jets, Zach Wilson officially going to finish as Mitch Trubisky was 7 of 13 for 84 yards passing, an interception, and 3 sacks for the Steelers in the first half before Pickett took over for him. Zach Wilson was 18 of 36 for 252 yards passing. Did have 2 interceptions. He also had a touchdown as well, and he also caught a receiving touchdown on top of that. Only sacked him once. They did bring pressure, forcing turnovers, but the offenses with capitalizing off turnovers, it was pretty split. Just as this game was, and that's why it was close as it was. Breece Hall was 17 of 66 on the ground with a touchdown. Corey Davis came on in the second half, as Wilson had also 2 carries, 15 yards rushing. Michael Carter, 9 for 15 as well. But yeah, Corey Davis came on in the second half with 5 catches, 74 yards receiving, and a touchdown. Elijah Moore, 3 of 53. Conklin had 3 catches, 52 yards. And those 3 catches, 52 yards, it seemed like they were all 15, 20 yards apiece. Garrett Wilson had 2 catches, 41 yards receiving. Michael Carter, 2 of 14. Breece Hall had 2 catches, 12 yards out of the backfield. Zerline made a field goal from officially 38 yards out, and then it was 3 for 3 on extra points. Boswell had, 2 extra points and 2 field goals from 51 and 59, as we're still in bonus coverage on Fox with the Seahawks and Lions. It's now 48-45, Detroit kicking an onside kick with a minute to play. And we're underway in the meantime from Lambeau Field with the Patriots and Packers, as that is America's game of the week, the national 4 o'clock game before Sunday Night Football tonight in a Super Bowl 55 rematch with the Chiefs and Buccaneers. And I'll have live watch on reactions live here on YouTube, though, so be sure to tune back in. But in Kenny Pickett's first game, starting the second half of the Steelers, 10 of 13 for 120 yards and 3 interceptions. The first one, he made up for with a rushing touchdown. The second one cost them the game because they should have been running the ball at that point in time. And then the Jets drove and scored. And then the third one, of course, on the Hail Mary to end the game. So 10 of 13 with 3 picks and 2 rushing touchdowns. Do the math. Doesn't turn the ball over with 3 interceptions. He's perfect. 13 of 13 for $120, a 10 average about, which is a first down. But didn't take any sacks, which is a good thing. He did get hit once, but he delivered a strike over the middle to Freiermuth, who actually, Pickens was the leading receiver today. 6 catches, 102 yards. So number 1 for him. Deontay Johnson, 2 catches, 11 yards. Claypool held without any. Zach Gentry and Jalen Warren had a catch for under 5 yards. But yeah, Deontay Johnson, 2 of 11. Freiermuth, 785. Pickens, 6 catches, 102 yards receiving. Warren had 3 carries, 18 yards. Pickett, 6 of 15 and 2 touchdowns on the ground. And then Najee, 18 of 74 rushing. But the play call is what ended up screwing them over. The penalties and all the turnovers didn't help either, but they should have been running the ball when they were throwing it, and then they turn it over, and then the Jets take advantage of that, and they score and win the game. And then you get the ball back with no time, and, what can you do? So I'll leave it at that. Yeah, tough loss, no doubt about it. Jets will host Miami, I believe, next Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Pittsburgh at Buffalo. And I'll have live watch along reactions over on YouTube of that then, so be sure to tune back in. But future's still bright for Pickett. If they can run the ball with him at quarterback, and then he can, tuck and run as well, and then get the ball out to, in no particular order, but it was George Pickens, Pat Freiermuth, Deontay Johnson, and Chase Claypool as targets in that very order. Everybody on the offensive line had a fucking penalty other than Mason Cole, the center. So they need a lot to, clean up, no doubt about it, with the penalties and turnovers. And continue to run the football, they'll be fine. But they got to find a way to win these close games, these one-score games. 24-20 your final score. Defense needs to make stops from the game of the line. They're still missing T.J. Watt, no doubt about it. That pressure off the edge ain't there, or ain't as good as it is, or was, or can be when he's playing. Highsmith early on was playing good, but then disappeared. Malik Reed has not done a damn thing as a Steeler after they traded for him from Denver. The backers in the middle with Miles Jack, Devin Bush, and Robert Spillane were nowhere to be found today. Maybe making some tackles, but, honestly not really doing a hell of a lot. Cam Hayward in the middle, okay, he's still there, but then Minka and Sutton in the back end had the interceptions. Levi Wallace got burnt how much today. Millette stepped up and made some plays, no doubt about it, but defensively they got to find a way to make stops and find a way to win these close games. But offensively, I'd like to see what they look like in a full game with Pickett, and if he starts next week, which he should, it'll be on the road at Buffalo. So other than at home, why not in Bills Mafia? Maybe he can shoot him up and take him down. But Buffalo's at 3-1. Pittsburgh is at 1-3. Heading into mid-October, there's really, once again, no in between with Penn State football and the Pittsburgh Steelers, as one's 5-0, one's 1-3. They can never be right there in the middle of the pack with each other by any means. I'll take an undefeated Penn State team, no doubt about it, once again. But as I said yesterday, how do they build off of the start again? This was last year, but not allowed to what happened down the stretch to happen again this year. Pittsburgh started 1-2 last year. They start 1-3 this year, though. And another AFC opponent, as they're 1-3 overall and 1-3 against the AFC. They've lost both home games against the AFC East, and the Patriots and Jets losing by 3 and 4, might add. At least they're 1-1 in the division. Baltimore lost. Cleveland lost. The Bengals, they won on Thursday night. So everybody still in the AFC North is, right there in the middle of the pack, and it's only October. And it's still a long-ass season, and Rome wasn't built in a day. So, so how you start is how you finish. So how do they, pick up some steam here at 1-3 and move forward, even with a tough stretch coming up before the bye week, as they go to Buffalo before Tampa rolls in, before they go on the road to Miami and Philadelphia before bye week. So home game 2 weeks ago, home game today, home game in 2 weeks against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. But then after that, they'll be on the road or on a bye for a month before the Saints roll in, right before Thanksgiving, and then a Sunday night game at home against the Bengals before they go to Indy on a Monday night, the Monday after Thanksgiving, I might add. So, and then you're in December, and football's won in November and December. So, it's one game. It's a tough loss. I still feel what cost them the game was the play calling on the next last offensive drive when they should have been running the football. They passed, and it was intercepted, and the Jets capitalized off of that and scored and won the game. Because if you run the ball and run the clock, good luck for them. You're putting pressure on them. You're putting pressure on yourself, though, is what you're doing right now. They got too far ahead of themselves, too full of themselves, if you will. And, yeah, like I said, just frustrating once again. Tough loss. But what else can you say? We're not coaching, we're not playing. We're just watching and analyzing. And they're still going to do what they want, but they did make a quarterback change to Kenny Pickett coming out of halftime, but it still wasn't enough, as the defense gave up a lot late. So I don't want anybody blaming, Kenny Pickett for the defense giving up, touchdowns after you scored, 20 unanswered to take a 10-point, 20-10 lead. Because Pickett, of course, ain't playing on defense, but Pickett also turned it over how many times as his first ever career pass was intercepted. The second one was the bad one because they shouldn't have been throwing. But all 3 interceptions really weren't his fault. The third one, a Hail Mary, okay, that's up for grabs for anybody. And the first 2, they both hit off the receiver's hands off of Claypool and Freiermuth. And that was on them. But that second interception was crucial. You don't want to turn it over there, and they did because they should have been running the football, yet they were throwing for whatever fucking reason. So that circles back to Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator. I don't know why the hell they were throwing there. You're up fucking 10 points. Make it 7, and you have a lead at home. You run the damn ball. Just blows my mind. They think they can get by with doing whatever the hell. No, you run the football. It works. You work clock. Make them call their timeouts. If you don't drain any clock, well, all right. At least they, call their timeouts. They don't have any, like you didn't. Backs up against the wall. And then defensively, they can get off the field, which they didn't. But that's the thing with the Steelers right now. They're putting more pressure on themselves than they're putting pressure on their opponents. As a whole. Talk about the pressure coming off the edge on defense. No doubt about it. They're missing that without T.J. Watt, no doubt. But just, again, tough loss. Not much else to be said. Miami's going to host the Jets, or the Jets are hosting the Dolphins, one or the other. Jets, Dolphins next week, I do believe. And then Pittsburgh goes to Buffalo once again. But, yeah, I'll leave it at that. There's not much else to be said. So, they just got to find a way to win these close games. Because if they can win these close games, well, that's a W in the win-loss column rather than a loss. And you're in the plus rather than the negative. Like, you're digging yourselves a hole is what they're doing right now. And it's like going to be, all right, good luck getting out of it. Later on when they could still be making runs, because the season ain't over just yet. It's still a long-ass season. How you start, how you finish. So I'm not worried by any means just yet, but I might be worried at the end of the month if they, lose these next 4 games and then lose 7 in a row after wanting to start. Which I don't think that will happen. They'll surprise either Buffalo, Tampa, Miami, or Philly and pick up at least 1 win in those 4 games, I would think. And, they went to Buffalo last year, week 1 and 1. Okay, they went to Cincinnati week 1 and 1 again this year, and then lost at Cleveland last Thursday. But it seems like, they can win at both home and on the road. They just got to find a way to win these close games that they've lost. Hell, even win these close games that even won, for that matter. Like, they just got to, pedal the metal still. Just don't get out to an early lead and hold on, or, hope to come from behind and whatnot. But then, okay, Philly ain't that far of a trek. You should still have, a good crowd on hand. Pretty split with Steeler Nation. We'll see what Tua's status is come a couple weeks from now. Like, I think of the 4 games, that Miami game is probably going to be the easiest for them to win. But it's also at night. Sunday night game. Dolphins are going to be honoring the 1972 undefeated Super Bowl champions as Pittsburgh will honor and retire Franco Harris's 32 on the 50th year anniversary of the Immaculate Reception against the Raiders on Christmas Eve night as well, I might add. But, Tampa, they play tonight at home. They're without, some guys. We'll see health status, who they get back from now until then. If not tonight, for that matter. But, honestly, looking ahead, because it ain't going to get any easier. Just get to the bye week healthy. Maybe you can get T.J. Watt back here soon. and then you go from there. But they just got to honestly find a way to win these close games. Because if they can, we're not talking about them, losing these close games. We're talking about wins. When you lose, you say little, but when you win, you say less, And they can still, because the North's still going to be up for grabs. Because like I said, Cincinnati, the lone team to win in the division now this week. They played on Thursday night because Pittsburgh, of course, lost here by 4 to the Jets, 24-20, and then both Cleveland and Baltimore lost in one-score games. A lot of close games in the NFL this week. So we'll add on to that stat, as I mentioned last week, which was an NFL record, but we'll get to more of all that later on. Less than 4 hours or so now for Sunday Night Football live watch along reactions live on YouTube, so be sure to tune in. And then also tomorrow night on Monday Night Football with WWE Monday Night Raw as well. But here today, first Sunday in October, Steelers with Mitch Trubisky, now Kenny Pickett at quarterback. Still wasn't enough to get the W against the goddamn New York Jets. As Gangrene picks up a 4-point 24-20 win over the black and gold Pittsburgh Steelers here today. As they get to 2-2, Pittsburgh falls to 1-3. But I'll leave it at that. Just as long as they can continue with Pickett at quarterback, find a running game for him, get the ball out, playmakers. Offensive line hasn't looked that bad this year, I've thought, but defensively, they're missing T.J. Watt again. Somebody has to step up. They're making stops, but they're not making stops, and they just got to find a way to win these close games. So I'll leave it at that, but unfortunately, Pittsburgh falls to 1-3, losing at home against the Jets, 24-20, once again your final score. So thanks for tuning in and listening, and hopefully you'll tune back in live later on tonight, tomorrow, and then also next weekend as well for more live watch-along reactions live here on YouTube. But that'll do it for myself, your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Coin Luke 96, live here on YouTube. Once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. And the Jets defeat the Steelers by 4.